everyone, and welcome to not only just Monday and not only just October, but welcome to Drinks the Day After. We are excited to have everybody here. Welcome, Lady Sanchez, Stefan, and Darling, and all of our people over in YouTube, Louisa in Germany, and Vicky. Hey guys, and
Hi.
let's get into this day because you guys, I don't know about y'all, but today I became a Hope Logan fan.
I was intrigued.
Because she was defending
intrigued.
Thomas fiercely.
Yes, honey. I had to take my pearls out
Yes.
and put them on so that I could clutch them the right way. I had to have the right neckwear on today because I kept feeling my hand going up on my throat, and I was like,
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Hope Annabelle Logan, is that you speaking to your mama in that tone?
Yes. Yes.
Loquisha Sharp.
She was for
Listen,
me,
she
Bubbles.
was
She was defending herself against Brooke. It wasn't
That
more for
too.
Thomas. She defended herself. I love that,
She
Bubbles.
defended Thomas too. She told
Go ahead, Sam.
Hope told Brooke today that Thomas had worked very hard on his relationship with Douglas, and he did not deserve to have CPS called on him.
That's right.
Mhm. And I agree.
Through the back door, ready to put. She was ready to be asked.
She ran up in there.
What is this about some damn CPS I'm hearing?
She
And
did,
this-
darling. She ran up in there. She came in swinging.
I don't think I've ever seen Hope Logan Sharp run up on nobody in her whole soul history.
I
That
love
was
it.
Loquisha, honey. That was Loquisha today because she was ready to run up on Brooke. Bitch, what the fuck is this shit?
And she normally Hope be having that static for everybody but her mom, but today
Yes.
it was for Brooke and for nobody else.
Yes.
All the smoke, all the heat for her mama today. Like,
And just
ask Brooke, did you the one that fucking call CPS?
you know she did. Annika was playing the shit out of this because the cues I got is subconsciously Hope is suspicious of her mama.
Yes, honey. She
Yes.
was very suspicious of her mama today. Like, what the fuck, mom?
She was
She
looking at the
insinuated today. She did insinuate to Brooke that I believe you made the call. And before she left, she said, I bet she even threw some hand gestures up. She gave Brooke the hand. She say, I think I better go because I don't know what all of this here you got going on right here. And walked out the door. I say, wait a minute, hold on. Wait, rewind? What?
I said, child.
It was the you sound just like Liam for me.
It
said,
was funny.
She making because she connecting all the dots now, girl. She what? You said
Hope is in full on rebellion, and I am here for it. Not and see, and this is the thing, Bubbles. This is the main reason why I refuse to accept them trying to hang this on Thomas. Because the thing is, even if it, because the problem is, if it's on Thomas, then all of this progress goes away. Whether it was Brooke or whether Brooke was responsible for the call, we're gonna get into that later. Because I got some ideas about that now after today.
Yes. I knew you would, darling. I knew you would.
Whether she's responsible, whether she made the call or whether she's responsible for the call, the point is when Hope breezed herself out of that room after she had got into it with her mother, because yes, we've been talking about Logan be Logan, and I think today was the first day we really got it. Is because the reason it would be such a waste is because Brooke doing something this ass backward stupid isn't just about her screwing over her husband's son. This is about her creating a real live breach in the relationship between her and her favorite damn child. Because Hope was very clear today. She does not approve. She does not support. She does not believe in any shape, way, and form that CPS ever should have been called for any period.
That's right.
I wanted to be Brooke. Let's not make any mistakes about that. But I know how Belle likes to throw our
Thomas under the bus.
favorite Tay-Tot under the bus. And
He
right
does.
now, all I see is Thomas on his way to the Greyhound station.
Right. It
Oh
is so
man.
unfair.
And he might not get there this week or next week, but at some point, Thomas is going to arrive at. Actually, the Greyhound is going to show up to Willow Hill Road and just come pick him up at the house. He's going to have the whole damn Greyhound to himself. I'm suspicious about Brooke because she's getting all these text messages and she's being secretive about something. But we know how Belle is. It looks good for Thomas right now. And then in 3 months, somebody gonna be committing suicide so he can have hope again. I just don't have a lot of faith in Belle. I know Can believes this is part of the reset, and I want to believe that with her. But I'm traumatized. I have PTSD.
It's understandable.
I got survivor's remorse. I got all of the things that people need medication and treatment for because I've been watching.
That's a shame.
And every time I get my hopes up, they
He comes shooting down. Darling, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I believe, darling, as she stated it so perfectly, it would tear down all the progress the show has made. I don't think Bradley is wanting to do that. I have a couple ideas now. I know last week it was pretty much looking like it could have been Thomas, but
All
now
over the
I'm
place.
80% Brooke and maybe 20% Douglas. I mean, I would even go maybe 60% Brooke and 40% Douglas at this time. I'm looking at a DID, that reactive psychosis they brought her with in 96, or either Brooke has been off the wagon since New Year's Eve. I think Brooke, she just might have been running around a whole drunk this whole time and nobody realized it. Because she has been a raging Karen, hasn't she?
A damn
Yes,
Karen.
she has.
listen. I was thinking that to myself the other day. I said, "Now what here?" Because we always talk about how quick she was to pick up that something was wrong after she drank that juice that Queen spiked, but she wasn't picking up on nothing when she drank that whole bottle of champagne. And what if she has been sneaking around drinking like she went to one AA meeting and that was it. That's all she ever does is just one AA meeting and now she's fixed.
Right.
But what if Brooke has been secretly drinking all this? I first of all don't think Brad is smart enough to do that, but I like to speculate, and that's the interesting point that Lady Sanchez brought up. What if this bitch been drunk the whole damn time and we even missed it?
Yeah.
Had no ain't had no man. Ain't nothing left for her but the bottle. We've seen what happens to Brooke when she's not having sex and she don't have a man. She goes to the bottle. We've even said
Thank you.
that may happen sooner or later. But we just like we never expected Bill to call Steffi and offer to sell his compound out there in Aspen. We would never expect Brooke to been the fell off the wagon secretly and is out here pulling the whole damn Kitty Dukakis and drinking isopropyl.
Yep. Yep.
Listen. So I'm still on the point. I'm still on that probably if Thomas didn't do it, Douglas did it. But what would be beautiful music is if indeed something is wrong with Brooke and she made the call and she don't remember or she blacked out, something cognitive.
Right.
Because that way, maybe somebody would have pity on the whole. I wouldn't.
I won't.
Yeah.
But it might be a good move for people that might be, unbiased as me. They may be able to feel some pity for her if she does really have a problem. If it turns out to be Thomas, I'm gonna resent the Logans even more.
Oh yes.
Go ahead and be prepared to resent them even more because you know how Brad likes to build us up only to drop us on our faces. We might as well call ourselves Buttercup because all he does is build us up, and we didn't got look how long we got built up with Steffi, and time again we was like, oh, she done finally shook this bastard. It took her forever for them to shake Steffi from Liam and give her a man who comes home to her and her kids every day.
They wouldn't have did it. They wouldn't have did it if we wouldn't have raised
And
hell
we
for
had,
so long.
right, and we had to fight for that because they was perfectly ready to kill Finn and throw Steffi right back into that damn triangle with Lope, where this time Liam would have been her savior and he would have ended up walking out on hope because Steffi and Kelly need him so much. When he ain't thought about that this whole time, they very well were sending us back into that hellhole if we hadn't sat there and fought for Finn the way that we did.
That's why
They
they had
got
that
dragged.
reaction bowl live. That reaction, just like they kept. Finn kept saying the bold said, "Well, there might be more." And he said that he just didn't trust that he would get the call back, but he felt like that saved Finn and the people really made them think twice. Like, well, maybe we need to bring that guy back.
Shit. The day they did that stupid steam montage, they got dragged for filth.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen,
And
I
rightfully
waited for the
so.
bowl live. I didn't even listen to the bowl live. I was walking around in my house, listening to the whole music until I got somebody on the phone so I could tell them that I was what did I say? My reaction is negative. Bring back Finn.
Exactly, exactly. But you know what, guys? I mean, it can be as simple as Brooke being drunk, or Sam. You mentioned this before last week. What if Douglas did this and Thomas is covering for Douglas? What if Douglas is having some type of mental issues himself because he has been living in that cabin and he has been hearing how they talk about his dad, right? So, or it goes back if Brooke made the call and maybe she just didn't forgot because she blacked out because she is drinking.
Right.
But I don't
Now,
think they're gonna do this with Thomas. I know about the people. I know we all have every reason to believe that they won't do this for Thomas, but I just really don't believe, guys. I don't believe it.
Well, I can tell you point blank. I already got my think piece halfway mentally drafted if they completely screw us on this deal. I mean, because let's be honest, Brad loves to throw Thomas under the bus. And sometimes it's about the fact that they just can't control their impulses. Now, two things that happened that I found very insightful because the more we see of people outside of the people who initially knew about this situation, the more this situation is kind of coming into focus. Because, first of all, Thomas was playing things kind of ambiguous before. Today, it didn't look so ambiguous with him. And Brooke still looks guilty as shit. Now, two things I'm going to point out that I want us to keep in mind going forward for the rest of this week and probably into next week. Um, when Ridge left Thomas at the Forrester Mansion to go talk to Brooke, because he's a goddamn moron, but that's another story. He specifically told Thomas not to mention a word about this to Steffi or Eric.
Yeah.
Somehow, I think not yet. Somehow, I think this is important because he does not want the word about this getting around. Now,
Right.
we just gonna say never mind about put Walter a job and not saying that they found out from a contact that it was Brooke. Cause yeah, Walter job is gone. Okay, because there ain't no way that this is gonna stay quiet. Which is why you don't do favors for rich folk. But that's another story.
But put
Um,
that because I'm gonna come back and add something to that.
okay, so he basically Ridge does not want the word out because he wanted to confront Brooke himself. So my question is, if Ridge takes his ass off to Aspen, because he will be in Aspen before the end of the week, what I really want to see, especially because the Eric and Donna scene is not until Friday, because of my suspicions that I have. I wants to know who exactly how that conversation is going to go with their Eric and Donna. Because keep in mind, the only people who know about the CPS call or the whole knife incident are people that Brooke told.
Yes.
That's it. And so far, we've seen reactions from everyone she's told up to this point. She told Ridge, Ridge told Thomas, Thomas told Taylor, Taylor told Steffi just about the knife part because they don't know about the CPS part.
Girl on the
And
plane to Aspen and don't know CPS and been to the house. Family.
exactly. See, that answered the question we all had, Bubbles, because we all asked, how is Taylor gonna be going to Aspen when the CPS didn't been called on time? As now we know she don't know. And Brooke told Hope and she told Liam, and supposedly that's it. Everybody who knew about what happened now knows about the CPS call, with the exception of Steffi and Taylor. So watch that particular space because I got thoughts about that. Oh, Bubbles, you said you wanted to tack something on.
What was I tagging on? What did you have just said? Something.
I don't know, but I want to hear about your thoughts. Darlene said she had thoughts. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
well, wait, but ain't nothing but add an opportunity.
okay. Well, I'll go ahead. I didn't want Bubba to lose her train of thought because I know how it is when something jump out at you and you kind of got to put your hand on it before you lose it.
And I
I
lost.
ain't step on no toes, did I?
No, and I lost it, but it was important
What was it? What
saying
was that? What did I say a minute ago?
Well,
I was
you were
talking.
talking about who all knew about the call and
Yes.
what you would want to
Oh,
see before the Eric and Donna scene
okay.
Friday.
I got it
There
back.
go Bubbles.
I
You
got
got
it.
it back, Bubbles?
I got it back. The
Okay.
reason why I still think it's gonna fall on Thomas, y'all was talking about Walter gonna lose his job. If Thomas
Mm,
did this, ain't no job to lose.
true.
Not really, because if it's a con and it didn't really come from CPS, and this Thomas and this a con, ain't no job for Walter to lose.
Right.
And why would
This
he
is
be
true.
worried about it? Because it's a con and no job for Walter to lose.
That's right.
But see,
That's
that's the
right.
point,
To
though.
be.
Y'all kept talking about the con, and the only way the con work is to have a legit part of the con. Walter was supposed to be the legit leg. So is we saying now that Walter, that all two of three, did we get the third CPS person yet?
Walter was
That
a,
was
There was
Walter.
Walter.
Walter was
Walter
the
was
third
the
Okay.
third
CPS
one.
person.
and that's
So
why
we
I was
got
like,
so we saying that all three were cons by Thomas. But remember, my whole thing was Brad Bell is simple. He's not
Hmm.
going to pull a real con where he's going to do it in two different scenes with yet another third character. I don't believe that Thomas would pull his con in that many scenes with that many add-ons.
Right.
I just don't believe that all of them are cons. I believe a legit call had to go to CPS.
Yes.
I believe that.
Yes.
Or, yeah, because it don't make sense any other way. Because they had 2 different days, 2 different scenes. I mean, 2 different days, multiple scenes
it
of
was
these
the same
separate
day
sets of
though.
CPSs.
But all that happened on the same day. Thomas wasn't it the same day Thomas called that guy over later after the
It's
CP?
all still the same day. This is the
Because it's the
longest
same
day we didn't
clothes.
had in a minute.
It's the same clothes, but still, we've seen it in 2 different days.
Right.
Brad Bell too lazy to do this and spread it out just for one con. He's got 3 different people just to for Thomas to have somebody come back to look like CPS. I don't see Brad Bell hiring 3 different people for that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
he
just
Yeah,
got
it's too much they doing. I'm with you, Sam. I feel like they would be doing too much just to throw Thomas right back there under the bus because it would just. I mean, darling, you we have to go back to
Hmm.
your original statement. I mean, he would basically be just tearing down everything that he's built. It would have all have been for nothing. So why do all of that just to tear it down? See, that's
Oh,
what it
because
keeps
it's gonna
going
take a
back
long
see,
to.
time to tear
because
down.
the thing is, I want to believe that too. Except here's the thing: we had some good damn setups when Vinny ended up dead, and you saw how they did that. They threw all the potential that went with that story, and they just chucked it.
And also the potential with getting Bill and Liam out of jail. Nobody has mentioned, none of the cast members, none of the characters have mentioned how Thomas was responsible for getting Liam out of jail.
Not to
Liam and
mention,
Bill running around here calling Thomas psycho and unstable. But those two motherfuckers benefited from when he was doing good. But that does not get to even get talked about on canvas and on the
hmm
show.
Not to mention Justin's whole beef with Bill just evaporated like vapor.
Justin Cage Thomas. Justin Cage Thomas to keep him from freeing Bill and Liam. Caged him for days. But we don't get no credit at all on Team Thomas for him being a good person for the past 2 years. They're going to just pretend like it didn't happen so they can slide him under the bus. So what they're going to do, break that cage and say, oh, we need a villain, break the cage and bring out Thomas Forster.
I hope like hell that we're just suffering from a lot of PTSD, because one thing that, like I said, the directions that this story can go in, if this holds like it should, are so fascinating. And I just really hope that it's not a loss for us. Not just because it would show them just throwing Thomas under the bus and it being a damn step back. It's just that it would be a loss for half the people on the campus, because there a lot of people are stagnant with nothing to do in this story, where this CPS call happens under these circumstances, where Brooke is either the perpetrator or responsible, because that's the one that I'm leaning more towards. Because yes, I'm so sketchy about Brooke, her and that damn
Yeah.
cell phone today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really doing the most with her phone today. And I'm like, sis, why you keep hiding your phone like that?
I thought she only used it when she texts Ridge and
Uh-uh.
Elizabeth was coming
Mm-mm.
home.
No.
Oh, she got
No.
another text that came in when she was talking to Hope. I think she was talking to Hope and she looked at it and then she put it down on the bar and put her hand on top of it. And
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe I'm just paying too much attention to the details, but
Oh
I've
no.
never
Mm-mm.
seen anybody put their phones down like that on the soap opera unless they were trying to hide something.
Not just that. Keep in mind, this is all still the same day now. And remember, last week I said that Brooke was texting somebody and she was looking pitchy titchy and drumming her fingers on the back of her phone, like she was anxious about something. So
Yeah.
some
He's
Brooke is in
waiting on that call.
communication. Brooke is in
She,
communication with someone about something that is making her uber nervous.
she's
Hope
waiting
it's
on
that
that
doctor's
call to
appointment.
see if the case has been closed from CPS, or either like you said that, and if she's working, if she has an accomplice, because I remember you did say you think Brooke had
Hmm.
an accomplice, darling. You know, are they able to find out that she was the one who made the call, or just making sure they got their story straight? So it's two things that Brooke can be waiting on. She can be waiting to see if that case was closed, and if they're gonna find out who it leads back to. Can it be traced back to her? Because see, her
Hmm.
more thing is not only just keeping it from Ridge, but keeping it from Hope, because she didn't even deny it or defend herself to with Hope today too. And Hope pretty much accused her of making the call.
See,
And she had nothing to say.
I feel like Brooke is about to enter Henry II territory. When I say that, I mean there's this famous line from history that he said, "Will no one rid me of this troublesome priest?" And that was basically him bitching about the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now he was saying, he's giving me problems. I wish somebody would just, make him go away. And it just so happens four of his knights promptly went to Canterbury and made him go away. They killed him. And the thing is, it feels like Brooke, and if I had not just been catching up on House of the Dragon in the last 3 days, it makes me feel like Brooke opened her mouth about this situation, about the whole knife debacle of that she blew out of proportion, and the
Yes.
and the whole idea of CPS. I feel like she spoke to someone about this, and
Yeah.
then they were the ones who did it. Because the thing is, in that way, it fulfills Brad Bell's need to keep Brooke's hands clean, but it doesn't really, because she's still the cause of it. Because contrary to popular opinion, if you basically want somebody to disappear and somebody makes your wish come true because it was your wish, you're
Yeah.
culpable. And
That's
so
right.
that plays here with Brooke too. Even if she didn't give anyone express directions to call CPS and snitch on Thomas, about bullshit that only halfway happened the way she said it did. Yeah, he had a knife cutting apples. No, Douglas wasn't running around the room. You heard her talking about, what if he's running around with it and fall on it? Oh Lord, she
Yeah,
sounded so crazy.
Douglas. Yes, yes.
Even
And
if she,
another thing too,
mhm.
darling, that Brooke, it was she didn't seem too concerned. She didn't see, like if you tell me something that I didn't know what was happening, I would be so surprised, like, oh, what? So when Hope told her, when her and Hope was talking, one of the things that Brooke said that I caught was she said to Hope, well, why don't but you can use that information, Hope. She was like, but you can use that to get Douglas back,
Yes,
though.
yes.
And you saw how Hope cut her damn eyes at her mama.
That pissed Hope off. She was like, this my child. This ain't a bargaining chip. What the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Hope is
All
waking.
suspect.
It might not last, but Hope is waking up to the type of person her mother is, and like, the veil is being lifted. The scales is falling from her eyes, and she gonna get a whole complete wallop when she walk in on her mom and her husband being inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And it was,
Yeah.
oh hey, Can.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, ladies. Hey, everyone.
Are you okay? You sound sleepy, sleepy.
That's the problem. Yeah, I just woke up.
Okay. Well, so that's the thing. Hope was very dubious with her mother. She was very. I mean, this is about as close as I've seen her being curt with Brooke in a long time. She was not here for any of it. She was not here for the talk about how she could use this to get Douglas back. She was not here for the talk about how, and I agree with what Sanchez said earlier. This wasn't just about her sticking up for Thomas, which she did. Hope actually stuck up for herself because she point blank told her mama, I don't appreciate you talking to me like my judgment can't be trusted, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
she
right.
said that shit with her whole chest, which is unusual in the Brooke and Hope dynamic. So
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's like I really do hope they don't throw Thomas under the bus for this. I will hope Belle has resisted that impulse because this scenario is causing changes in several different places. The one I'm the least concerned with is with Ridge going sing for his supper in Taylor face. Whatever, forget that. That's the
Oh,
least
yeah, we're
interesting
going to get
part of
to
this at
that.
this point.
Yeah.
We are now at the point where this is going to reset the dynamics in other people's relationships because
Yes.
of what Brooke either did or what she's responsible for what happened.
I totally
See,
agree.
yeah.
I was very proud of Hope today because this is what. Now, I'm not like a really big fan of hers, right?
Oh no, not at all. Me neither.
So, but I've always wanted the dynamic to be leveled, like to be a little bit even. And it's just like her taking the first steps and, coming up against one of her major hiccups. Like her mom and Liam are just two people who always underestimate her. They underestimate her more than her supposed rivals. So it it cracked me up that she stepped out there on that newfound land and found her footing so easily because and I love how she told her mom, there you go again, sounding like Liam.
Mm-hmm. Now,
And
this is
she's
where the problem
mhm.
really is going to come in, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have seen Hope push back on Brooke. Hope's going to have to do a whole lot more pushing for Brooke to even budge, but Hope found the spine today. Now, it's going to be interesting watching her find her spine with Liam. That
Mm-hmm.
is
Mhm.
what's going to be interesting because
Yeah.
she can't unmom Brooke. Brooke is
Yeah.
always going to be her mom. right? You know how it is. It's family. We don't disagree. Fine. I won't speak to you for the next few weeks. I'll holler at you Thanksgiving. But Liam is her husband. How is she going to find her spine and fiercely defend Thomas to that fuck boy she married to?
She
That's
always
what's going
found
to
her
be
spine
interesting.
against Liam, though. Her mama
Child, I ain't seen no spine against Liam lately.
well, I'm saying she has not really had a problem finding one with Liam, especially when she's passionate about something or she's in her mood to serve him some justice. Like when he does something with Steffi against her. You know what I mean? So this isn't something, some unfound area that she needed to discover with Liam.
Yes,
My
it
whole
is. It's unfounded because
I don't
Hope
think
says
Hmm.
she
so.
has always been fighting with Liam because he done ran off and screwed Steffi. But now she's going to be defending Thomas to Liam. This is uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's never really well in the beginning when he was sick and she was sick, all
Yeah.
sick. She was kind of defending him because she was sick and couldn't see it. We all saw
That's right.
doing.
Yeah.
But now everybody is better. I'll even go the distance and say Hope is better in a better place too now. But
Yeah.
everybody is better now, and so it is different for her to be defending Thomas when he absolutely deserves to be defended because he hasn't done anything. And she knows that. So yeah, this
That's how it look.
her and Liam because Liam is still talking to her like she's a child who doesn't know. Oh well, Hope, of course, you know you're so trustworthy. You can't see it. You're gullible. You need
Yeah.
mother and I to tell you these things because you know you'll fall into these same traps again, girl. You're not capable of seeing the danger. Only me and your mama can see the danger. You're not capable, and that's how they play and Hope like she's a stupid kid.
And it's
Well,
Now,
Hope
not
seeing it.
what's gonna be terrible is if they prove it right that she's a stupid kid. If they
exactly.
regress Thomas, they are just making a fool out of Hope and everybody except for Brooke and Liam. Now, does Brad Bell hate us that much?
To drag his precious Logan to make Hope look stupid? No,
Well, we all
I
know
don't think so.
Brooke and Liam are his absolute favorites.
I don't think he's
Hmm.
gonna throw Hope. I don't think he
But
getting
so is
ready to
Hope.
do that to let Hope Brooke. I mean, I don't think he's getting ready to do that because see if he drags Thomas, then he would be tearing Hope down too. And I don't think he wants Liam and Brooke to be the winners here in this
Oh,
situation. I
mm-mm.
really
If I,
don't.
and that's the thing. The thing is, we can all mostly agree that Brooke, Liam, and Hope are the most protected characters when it comes down to the writing that we've gotten in the last few years. But
Yeah.
now it looks like we're rolling into a place where Brooke and Liam are on the opposite side of where Hope is, and the
Yes,
question is,
yes.
where if the writing has to take a turn, who is Belle more likely to tear down a bit in this scenario, Liam and Brooke or Hope? And the thing is, I just if he tears down Hope, I would be truly shocked and surprised because he hasn't done that since the character was reintroduced. He never does that.
Hmm.
But you guys, like I was saying earlier in Sanchez's space, it kind of seems like you remember how um whenever whenever there's something that goes on and there's always some type of sinister something about Thomas that goes on and uh Brooke and Liam seems to always have uh a in on it. They always seem to say like, oh
We know they finna
well,
set
you
him
know,
up to be the
he's
superheroes. Yeah.
right. They always have this knowledge like, oh well, you know, he seemed to be very manipulative towards you and he did this before and it's always come out to where they have been the victorious one and to be right. But it seemed like they are switching that. They are turning them into the
To look
ones
like the crazy
that
people.
right, and everyone else on the outside, especially Ridge or Thomas or now Hope, to seem to be like the ones that actually know more than them two. And that's another reason why I feel like, it's not gonna be so much where Hope is gonna look like she's the crazy one anymore. I think like that's changing.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
today
that's
she
Really.
sure she
And it,
sure sounded lucid today, and also that look and the look that was on her face and the look that was on Brooke's face when
yeah.
she said that you sound just like Liam. Hope sounded disgusted, and Brooke had the nerve to stand up there and look confused.
Yeah.
yeah, her whole
Like
body
it
language is off.
shocked her that Hope was actually seeing, because they have been able, because they want Hope to think that Thomas is the one who's manipulating Hope, but Hope
Hmm.
realized today that it's Liam and her mom that's doing the manipulating here, and Brooke looked at her like, "How dare you come to your senses?" That's the
Hmm.
to me. That's how Brooke was looking at her, like, "Oh, this
Like
chick been
what?
smartened up." And
Exactly.
calling me out on my stuff. Yeah. Yeah. She sure
Hmm.
did,
Guys,
bro.
what happens? what
Okay.
happens if what happens if Liam and Brooke keep pushing Hope, and she, like I predict, they're going to push her right into Thomas's orbit because he's going to be the only one that she can talk to where, that treats her like she got half a brain.
Yeah.
True. He's the only one that talks to her like she
Mm-hmm.
is respectable. Steffi just don't quit her. Um, and Ridge looks at her half the time like she's crazy. So
Yeah.
if they do continue to push Hope towards Thomas, what's going to happen is those two, Brooke and Liam, are going to be commiserating because they're watching everything slip away. Brooke is going to be devastated because Ridge has already slipped away. And he's going to be sobbing tears with Brooke because he can see Hope slipping away, which Hope ain't slipping away. All she doing is being a co-parent and just being a friend to Thomas. But when she found out did Liam the mama, that's when her and Thomas is going to really light up and be serious for real. I think this is the big fear among the Lope fans is that
Yeah.
Brad Bell might just be serious about doing Thomas and Hope. So
Yeah.
our fear is that he gonna throw Thomas under the bus by making him a villain. But the Lope
Mm-mm.
fans' fear is the opposite of ours, that Thomas is not going to be the villain, and they are
Yeah.
seriously pushing Thope.
So
They
what do
are,
you
and
think?
we're seeing Hope fans, just jump off they ready to just give give Douglas back to Thomas. I've seen them on Twitter, Sam. I've seen them just throwing, "We don't want Hope. Let Thomas have his son," because so I'm like, what the Lope fans know that we don't, because the Lope fans are in an outrage. They don't think that Bradley is getting ready to throw Thomas on the bus. They think that Liam and Brooke, they think Brooke is doing something underhanded here. And they're gonna push their little precious Hope right to Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Hmm.
Thomas
what
is
I'm
that
seeing.
point in the storm. So listen, what we need to do is we just need to keep on Twitter saying they better not throw Thomas under the bus.
Oh
Because we
yes,
know
that's
That's
we
gonna
need to
it.
stay in my
change things.
mentions.
Because we know Don Diamont told us, well, was it Don Diamont or Sean Kanan, that they do post scripts or post taping where they have to go back and retape something of something they've taped already a week or two ago. So we know that they can change shit.
And tomorrow is, the spoiler with Thomas marvels at Hope's ability to always see the best in them. So that's going to be them commiserating
Yeah.
together about joint parenting, talking about the whole CPS thing. And the thing is that see, in Brooke in Briam world, they wanted Hope to come out on a bag on Thomas just for the fact that CPS was called. But
Yep.
Yeah.
but that's not how it played. Her first thought was not, "Oh my God, Thomas must have done XYZ for CPS to be called." Her first thing was that Thomas ain't did a fucking thing. Who the hell done called
And
these
who the
people up
hell
in here to
called?
question that child?
Exactly. Can we
Who the
get
hell did
into
it?
can we get into Ridge's reaction? Because Ridge, he came in
Real.
there with a purpose, and
He
he
has a
looked at
nervous
her. He
breakdown.
wanted to see if she was so. Ridge even believes that Brooke was lying to him too today about the CPS. But what I want to make notice is, going back to my uh reactive psychosis,
Mm-hmm.
DID, or Brooke just drunk. Or and been drinking since New Year's, is because after all of that was going on, and Hope had just accused her of, probably you're the one that probably called this, and she gave it a hand. She was like, I need to go to the office and talk to her, Thomas, because I'm done with whatever this is right here. And she kind of moved her hand, over
Mm-hmm.
Brooke's face, like, whatever it is you done, I need to
Girl,
go
that
and
was
fix
shade.
this shit. She
That was
threw,
real. That was real. That was housewives level shade.
yes,
Whatever this is.
yes, whatever this shit is. Cause she got an idea. She insinuated that whole time that Brooke may have been the
Mm-hmm.
one who did it. But as soon as she was like, cause well, I'm gonna let you go, Ridge come and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then when Ridge come, Brooke was trying to get the dinner going. So I'm like, wait a minute, what in the fuck is there was another red flag for me. See, so she
Mm-hmm.
had a time, she in the conversation with Hope, she could have defended herself when Hope was like, well, who called? Who could have did this? And she was, and Brooke, instead of Brooke saying, well, I know Ridge think it was me, but it wasn't me, she said,
But
well,
that,
Hope, you
yes.
can use it, but you can use it to get Douglas out the house. So when Ridge came today, and again, instead of her saying, well, I know I was the one made the threat, but it wasn't me, she said, well, I'm sure whoever did it, they didn't think that they would question Douglas like that. And she went on to get the
Mm-hmm.
dinner together. And it's like, Brooke,
She's
she's
dancing
not,
around it. She's
What
she
happens,
dancing
guys?
around it.
What happens, guys, if tomorrow Brooke I'm sorry, I don't know. Whenever uh Bill comes to tell Brooke that Taylor in Steffi is in Aspen and she takes off to go, what if she does arrive in Aspen? What if she confesses to Ridge that she did make the call to CPS?
yeah,
She
I'm
won't
thinking
confess.
she will.
She
I,
won't
I
confess
never
because she
considered
don't think
that
it
as a
was her.
possibility. If that she did it, if
I
she would
did,
confess.
Sam. I did. It's always been a possibility that she go run down and try to say I'm sorry and fix
Right,
it.
right.
And what if
So
she also tell him she's drink? I feel like if that comes out, Brooke may just been drunk. She may be confessed. I mean, maybe she's been drinking and she did it because she was in a drunken stoop, and she goes and she confesses it.
She's
well,
not going to confess if she thinks that she's not to blame. That's the whole point of why she was acting the way she was acting
Mm.
today with Ridge. When Ridge came in the door, she absolutely just acted like it was just another day, and she
Yeah,
just
she
was
was
trying to
making
put on
dinner
a
plans.
facade. She was trying to put on a facade that, it's gonna be okay. I'm here for you, and we're gonna do something to take your mind off of what happened at the
Yeah.
Florida mansion. My theory is that she's just snapping in and out of this type of psychosis. Like she's snapping in and out of these personalities, and it's
It's
trauma.
either that or she's
She's taking it.
lying and she's trying to cover it up.
Well, we'll see more of it as the weeks go because these storylines are playing out really fast,
Not
faster
to
than.
mention, see, and that's the thing. You like y'all remember y'all saw when Hope took that call from someone relating something to Forrester, and I guess they
Yeah,
had a question
Edgar.
for her. Yes, and and she basically said that she was deferring to Thomas on something because he's her lead designer.
That's
And
right.
Brooke got so damn salty.
Yeah.
Oh, her ass was like the Morton Salt girl. They should have gave her ass an umbrella and some galoshes.
hey guys,
Mm.
did anybody else pick up on the fact that Hope Logan calls herself Hope Logan instead of Hope Spencer?
But we
Yes.
always, yeah,
After that,
I
after
mean,
we had a whole conversation about names last week, so yeah,
Yeah,
everybody was
we
paying
did.
attention.
Yeah, cause see, that's how Eric
Excuse me.
says Hope Logan.
None of the Logan women go by their married names. Donna was never Donna Forrester. Well, Donna kind of did, but Brooke has always been Brooke Logan. Katie has always been Katie Logan, married to Bill Spencer. Hope has always been Hope Logan, married to Liam Spencer. She has never, maybe one time somebody has called her Hope Spencer. I don't recall it ever, but they always go by that Logan name because that's their family name. That's what put them on. That's what got them where they
That's who they are.
they not fixing to drop that Logan name for no damn. We was talking about this. That's why I hope they'll understand why the Forrester name is so important. Her mama don't use it unless it's to her benefit. She ain't never really taught her why she been stalking this family name for 30 something years. Hope they'll know why it's important to be a Forrester because her mama ain't never Brooke ain't never been Brooke Maroney. She was never Brooke Jones. She was never Brooke Forrester. She has always been Brooke Hogan, even when she married Eric. Red still calls her his Forrester. That they do not consider themselves. They want to be in the family, but they don't consider themselves part of the family because they won't use that name. You see Hope signing some documents. She's signing Hope Logan.
And the kick of it was with Brooke was that I was like, hold on, Brooke. You sitting up here talking about how Thomas and Hope are how their lives are interweaved. That's y'all fault, okay? Because one, if y'all didn't want Thomas to be the lead designer or Hope for the future, apparently they let Hope decide who's gonna her lead designer is gonna be, but she chose Thomas because yeah, he can design. And as for the co-parenting thing, I will give
Hey,
Liam credit for one thing only. Before any papers were signed and before any of these shenanigans really got started, he point blank told Hope, if we do this, that means basically that we are going to be stuck with Thomas for the rest of our lives. So that fact was well expressed before anything was done. That they would have to deal with Thomas on a one-on-one basis for the rest of their lives if she chose to be Douglas's mother. So it is what it is. I'm like, Brooke, why are you making this sound like Thomas is some stalker who's wormed himself into Forrester and into Hope's life? Excuse
Can I get you guys' opinion on
me?
on, on something? Okay, now I put the tweet out. Can I get you? I don't know if you guys seen it. Did you guys see about the tweet and how I'm kind of coming to the
pop up right now.
what is
Go to
it?
Twitter, and I'm
Well,
gonna search
okay.
for Can.
Well, no, you don't have to. Okay, my whole thing is that I'm thinking that maybe Brooke is having her own Vicky Nikki experience.
Oh, DID.
Right. So my thing is, I think it's onset from the why did I drink? Because we got this whole 4 month ordeal to go through. Brad put us through this for a reason. That whole thing expanded from New Year's Eve all the way to freaking April. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is that that was not for complete not. It was not because it served just one purpose on seeing and Sheila's side. The fallout could be exactly what the split personality come from because of the trauma of that. Now, it was traumatizing to, in my opinion, to Brooke because it led to a lot of different scenarios. It led to her losing Ridge. It led to her drinking after being on the wagon for so long to falling off miserably. You know, she was just loose as a goose. To not to be frank, but she was actually loose as a goose with the alcohol, and she got down and dirty with Ridge about Deacon. So my thing was is that, and then on top of that, Taylor came back. Taylor came back, and has always been a point of pressure for Brooke. So my thing is, what if this is something that's triggering that?
Well, see,
That's
that could be the reactive psychosis because you remember, Can, I went to the Soap Network and looked back to see why they called it, why they gave that to her. Now, back in 96, when they gave her that Barbados storyline, they said what caused the reactive psychosis was pretty much trauma triggers for Brooke. Right around the time of this storyline, she Bridge left her. Then he went back to Taylor. Then she found out that Bridget wasn't his, and a lot of other things was going on. And they were all looking for her because I read it to you. I read it to you, Ken.
Yeah, I know.
They
I
were
know where.
all looking for Brooke
Yeah.
because Brooke told everybody she was going to Paris. Well, it was later on that they found out that Brooke was in Barbados, losing her damn mind. So the reactive psychosis, that's what triggered it because she had all these different types of trauma
But
going on,
the
which
thing
is
is,
what
I
you
don't
just
think it would
basically.
be a reactive psychosis because she literally is not remembering. She's trying to, like
But
that
she
phone
didn't
call.
know that
Well,
she was in Barbados either, so it was like a memory issue then, because she was supposed to be going to Paris.
the what I'm trying to say is that she is actually trying, unlike on that phone call, like you hear it's Brooke's voice, right? But
Uh-huh.
you don't regulate that, you don't recognize that it's truly her. Like it could be one of her, like it could be like another personality acting in
Right.
her regard to protect her
Yeah, I
from
get it.
what she's doing. So she's not really the one to blame. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, it
when
could be
she was
interesting
talking
if
to
that's
Ridge
what people.
today, when she was
Yeah.
talking to Ridge today, and Ridge left her, he, rubbed her face, and he's like, "I'll be back," and whatever, I'm gone, and he left. He said, "I can't believe she lied to my face." That's the whole point. That right there seems to be like a real big key to me of something that's foreshadowing with her, because she doesn't seem to be lying outright to him. Like she actually believes that whoever called, and that whoever is never her, whoever called didn't do it in the intent to be disrespectful or mean, just in the fair, just to be looking for the welfare of Douglas. So my thing is, what if that person is actually her, but she doesn't even know it?
I'm I go for that more than the psychosis. See, the thing about the Brooke psychosis is that when she hit the psychosis, she was psychotic. There was no
Yeah,
in and out of it. She was all the way in until they drug her ass out. So if
right,
Brooke is going through something right now, one damn minute she's a raging fucking Karen, and the next minute she's not. Like she don't remember what the hell
right,
going on.
That's true.
exactly,
That's true.
right,
So
right.
it could be more towards what Ken saying. That's true
She's
because we
flipping
having
in and out
split
of personality.
personalities.
Right. She flipping in and out of personality.
So it's either the alcohol or either what you saying, the split personality. Because you know, we're drunk too. Now she's drinking and having blackouts. That could be one thing, or either
No,
she is having some type of personality disorders going on. I can believe that. I can buy
they
it.
they have not dropped a single hint or anything on alcohol. I think alcohol is way out left field.
I think I think that they used the alcohol back then in the early part of the year as it to be the catalyst for what's going to be her problem now.
So
So
I don't believe
whoever
that
this.
they revisited Why Did I Drink. I'm
Right,
not.
exactly. It is because it's just gonna be like whoever the split personality is probably is the raging alcoholic. It probably is because, as we know, Nikki, what was it, Nikki Smart? Nikki Smith. Nikki Smith was very different from Victoria Lord. But Nikki Smith was the personality that protected Vicky from realizing what her father did to her.
I get it,
So,
Can, but the difference is that when we see DID stories, we are
mhm,
clearly seeing two different characters.
right.
We're not seeing that with Brooke. All we're seeing is that she's a bitch, and then she's not. I think that if we go in medical with Brooke, based on what we're actually seeing, the hoe in menopause. And we ain't even got to go that special. We don't have to go into psychosis. We don't have to go into DID. The goddamn menopause can actually have you acting like a different motherfucker. She misses
Either she
appointments.
because she haven't had sex. Rich,
Listen,
I mean,
y'all.
that could
Let's
be
let's talk
too.
about it, ladies. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about menopause. Come on now. You mean to tell me you haven't fucking ripped off somebody's head yet? I'm asking.
Yeah, you
Oh,
be
I'm not
around
in
them
No,
menopause
people.
that's the
yet,
You
so
truth.
know.
That's a
I've ripped
yeah.
off people's heads before, but yeah, but
Hey, it ain't no if. Let me just. Hey, maybe it's just me, but I'm on a whole different another level. I go from 0 to 100 and something. I so goddamn quickly sometimes. I mean, I'm being honest. We can go back and we can look at history, but we know for a fact Brad Bell does not do history. Not like that. He repeats storylines, but he's not repeating details. We still don't have a damn named illness for Thomas yet. I don't think we're going back to DID. I don't think we're going back to that
Come on.
psychosis. Brooke is either telling a goddamn lie. She's
Yep.
either telling a goddamn lie,
Yep.
or or something is going on mentally where she don't remember, because we're not seeing her forgetting anything else.
well,
We're
see,
not
that's
seeing none
the
of that. We
thing.
just seeing her lie. What we seeing is we looking at her looking shifty like she lied.
I feel like she lying straight up.
Yeah, and here's the thing:
And
the only person she's directly lied to is Ridge, okay? Because with Hope and with Liam, she did a whole lot of two-stepping, okay? But
yeah,
she never made any comments to either one of them where she outright says, I'm not the one who did it. Nor
Right.
does she mention that Ridge has asked her specifically if she did it. She completely left that out with Liam and with Hope.
Because it
So
seems like she'd much rather it to be swept under the rug. That's why she offering up dinner. She wants to try to offer him her crumbled up, dried up cookie because she wants to pretend like it didn't happen.
yeah,
I mean, and so when Rich called her last week and he point blank asked her if she had anything to do with it, because she of what she had been saying about Thomas not being fit for that, and all of this other bullshit that she been doing, etc., etc. She point blank said, and he asked her to be honest with him, and he's asked her point blank, did you do it? And she responded, and she had that crazy ass, these looks that Brooke is serving lately just are strange. But she point blank said when he asked her that if she did it, she said it wasn't me. And then she did it again today when Ridge got to the house and they were talking about it, when she said, well, I certainly wouldn't know who did that. So in Ridge's eyes, he sees that she directly lied to him twice when put to the question. No omissions, no dancing around, no skitter scatting around the facts, just flat out, I didn't do it. But the thing is, she never did any such thing with Hope or Liam, though.
Right? That's true. She did a lot, like you said, she did a lot of non-answering. She did a lot of evading the question. Well, I'm sure whoever did thought. I'm sure whoever did was concerned. I'm sure whoever did didn't know. She was defending
Exactly.
whoever did call. She was
Right.
like
definitely
she
defending
knew
whoever did call.
exactly, Sam. Like she
Ex-
knew.
right. That's why I'm.
Right,
That's why
because
I'm
it
on the train of her knowing who did it or putting somebody up to it inadvertently.
correct, because Brooke could be sitting around saying, you know what, I did tell Dollar Bill about it. Maybe Dollar Bill tried to take care of it for me. What if Dollar Bill shows up and gives her impertinent pertinent information? What if Dollar Bill shows up and says, yeah, 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 Brooke, I called CPS on Thomas after I talked to you last week. That son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know how Bill is, right? And then Brooke will be like, what do you mean? Well, yeah, you called me and you told me that the psycho had a knife and the Ridge forbade you from calling CPS. So I called CPS. He can't tell me what to do.
That could
Hmm.
be who she waiting, who she why she keep looking at her phone, Sam. Because I said that today. I find it real odd that Brooke is speaking as if she know whoever called and what their intentions was. How she know they didn't have malice intentions? You
So
know,
listen,
and
It's
Vicky Lanker over at YouTube, she is really on the DID talking about maybe another personality is texting someone.
well, we ain't had a good DID story in daytime in a long time.
Well,
So
you know
either
what?
she's waiting
The
on
best
Bill.
DID ever is Victoria Lord and Vicky Smith. What was her Smith name? Nikki Smith.
And Nikki Smith.
Nikki.
I remember watching those when I was a kid, child.
Yeah, Erica Cesar did that shit.
Let me tell
But
you something. It wasn't nothing I loved more than when Vicky would crawl up into that ball and cry like a little girl. Remember when she used to do that, ball up and cry like, and that's when Nikki Smith used to come out all stern like a damn Sunday school teacher. Oh, I miss those days. But
well,
anywho, I wanted a DID for Steffi, and they're all Steffi fans was like, "What the?" I wanted to see Steffi play dual roles. I just did. I just want Jackie. I wanted to see Jackie play dual roles. I want to see her, being Steffi, being a real bitch, and I want to see her doing something different, a little bit different,
mm-hmm.
But anywho, I don't know. Louisa Elkers down there in YouTube just put up Liam. Why are you doing that at 9 o'clock, Louisa? You see, she literally just posted Liam. Like, what do you want, Louisa?
What? There's Liam as the suspect.
She literally just has his name. That's why I'm wondering what Louisa is getting at.
Let me see. What did she say before? Hold on a moment.
She just put, oh, hold on.
Steffi
Because
was
I just see Liam.
Steffi Forrester Spencer.
Steffi was every time Steffi Forrester Spencer.
Yeah, that was about Hope not using Spencer as her last name. She's Hope Logan.
Yeah, the Logans don't ever use their names.
So then
Never.
why was everybody tripping when the recording said Brooke Logan and not Brooke Logan Forrester?
I don't know why they were tripping because we've been watching this bitch for 35 years go by.
Yeah.
Brooke Logan. Nobody has ever called her Brooke Forrester. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Go pick up any damn copy of the Soap Opera Digest between 1987 and yesterday. Turn to the bold and the beautiful section and find me one time where they call this hooker Brooke Forrester. She is always Brooke Logan. Katie is always, they're the Logan girls.
Well, don't Ridge call her Logan too, Bubbles? Isn't he her Logan?
Right, because she's the head Logan.
That's
They,
right.
those are the Logan girls. Those are not Forrester women. Those are Logan girls. I don't know why people surprised. The only time Brooke used that Forrester name is when she created Belief, and that's because she needed the F to spell the word. It could have been Belie, and she still would have got the damn money if it was Belie, but it was Belief because she used that Forrester name then because back then she understood what it meant to be a Forrester. She ain't raising her kids to know what that means now. Of course, Hope, so it ain't important to her. But I don't know why people felt like that's some sort of clue that she called herself Brooke Logan. Show me the episode where she calls herself Brooke Forrester.
Yeah.
She called herself Mrs. Ridge Forrester, but she has never called herself Brooke Forrester.
That's right. That's right.
Not unless the hoe was being messy or trying to get in somebody's face. She's never.
Well, she don't need to start neither, as far as I'm concerned. All them Logans can keep their last name. They marry up too much anyway to even be trying to keep up with their husband's last name anyway.
At this point, that's nothing but the truth. Now that I think we have dissected the hell out of what we what happened and what we think happened. I'm actually hopeful for Hope for the first time in a while. So I do hope that whatever this change is really a sea change for her because the problem is she's not her her character's backstory and the legacy that she represents of where she came from. She's not supposed to be a boring ass character. That has bothered me for years. That
Yeah.
she should not be as boring as the show has made her
Yeah.
even if she is trying to be the antithesis of her mother, she still shouldn't be boring as hell. But
That's
they've made
right.
her boring as hell.
She's
So
for
I'm
Deacon Sharp and Brooke freaking Logan. She is not supposed to be born.
exactly from a tawdry affair that went on behind Brooke's daughter's back, and basically being as Ridge so uneloquently put it when he was talking about what would happen if the whole story got drugged back up again, that they would refer to her as the stain
The
on the family
stains
name.
on the
She
family
was
name.
never Exactly. She was never supposed to be a boring ass, drag ass character who ain't had nothing to offer other than mealy mouthness. So I really do
Yeah.
hope that this is a step towards her having her own sort of renaissance, because it's like I always say, Hope and Liam. Once you take Steffi out of the equation and Steffi is nice and happily settled with her husband, thank goodness, bless
Thank
Finn.
you.
Hope is always more interesting away from Liam because Liam sucks
Yeah.
the life out of women. He just does. He
Well, you
does.
know, there ain't nothing that we can do about that. That is
Sure
the
can.
burden that Hope has to. That's the cross she has to bear.
Oh yes, it was her choice. It was
That's right. So
100% her
Hope,
choice.
so she can get interesting away from Liam if she want to, if she wants to get close to Thomas, as long as Liam keeps his worthlessness over on the Logan side.
Amen.
I'm not interested in Hope breaking free and getting interesting at the expense of having her deadbeat, dirty dick husband to roam free.
Oh no, 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 not in the direction of Stephanie, not in the direction of Stephanie Forrester.
So,
That's what
Finnegan. Hell
Sam worried
no.
let
about.
me just repeat that. So, in case anybody didn't quite understand what I was saying, what I'm saying is, I would say to hell with Hope Logan as a character for here until eternity. If that means she has to suffer the fate of being shacked up with that damn loser to keep him away from my fave, I don't give a damn if she don't never have no growth. As
I
long
mean,
as she can
yeah.
keep her deadbeat.
If it's either or, I know what side I'm picking. So
Correct.
yeah,
She can
that's
keep
not
her
that's not a
husband. I'm
con.
never gonna
Yeah, that's not a contest.
advocate for her freedom and her independence and for her to be a great character if that means the deadbeat is running around free. No, I'd rather
No.
for her to be tied up with him.
Now, if they want, now as long as now if they want to go ahead and run that show and keep Steffi out of it, go for it. Long as they keep,
Yeah.
Yep.
long as they don't, and that was always my big issue with the Loeb Steam mess. Even once it was very obvious that Liam was worthless, and really him and Steffi not being together was actually, a good thing for her as a character. I just never wanted it to be a mess where Steffi's growth or her potential or her stories or everything got sacrificed all in the name of Liam, because we had already done that for years. Now as long as they keep him, and my thing is the way that they are kind of sort of setting this up, if we are correct about Briam, Steffi ain't gonna be nowhere on the radar. He gonna be in so much deep Logan shit, he ain't gonna be able to possibly escape, and that suits me just fine.
Yeah, he's not coming back to Stefford, and I don't see that happening at all. But it does look like from the spoilers, it does look like Hope and Thomas getting ready to get closer. Now, darling, on that spoiler you mentioned yesterday for Hope and Thomas, it was one on Liam too. It says Liam
Oh
grows
yeah.
more anxious. So I will assume while Hope over there with Forrester and those two over there reconnecting or starting a connection, he's going to be over there with Brooke growing anxious, right?
Uh-huh, yes, because you know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. She was supposed Hope was supposed to be. She said she was going to Forrester, and that
Mm-hmm.
while she was there, she was going to talk to Thomas about this entire, thing. And then she gave Brooke that evil look, and went out the door. I cracked up laughing. So Brooke Hope has left the property
Yeah.
again. And she said she had just talked to Liam and he told her about it and she ran up there to find out whatever from her mom. So Liam's at the cabin. Her
Yeah.
mom's in the house looking bewildered because she can't
Because
comprehend.
Riz just left for
Rich,
them.
where
Where
are
you
you go?
going?
That was some funny
I
shit.
know. He just walked off and left us standing there.
Wait a minute, didn't Ridge leave after Hope left? Hope had done came and gone. The
Yes,
last
Yeah,
Hope
thing
had
he
we
already
heard
came
left.
that day was
afterwards.
Ridge standing at the door, talking about he can't believe she lied to my
That's how
face.
I went
And
I
off.
don't
Yeah.
know why.
And he's
Oh,
such a big lie. I was so mad at that he's so selfish that he
we.
only cares that
Hmm.
Brooke lied to him. He don't care that Brooke is trying to strip his son of his parental rights. She didn't care when she tried to murder his son and hide his body in dissolved in a vat of acid. He hasn't cared about none of that shit she's done to his kids, but he
Yeah.
is brokenhearted and crying
I
because
gotta
that
give
whole
her a
lied to
chance.
his face.
Oh,
He's so
we have
goddamn
got.
selfish. I can't stand him.
We have to get to we are getting to Ridge, and then what happened with Taylor and Steffi too. Oh, that picture that was in Soap Opera Digest, of top that went with the article for Thomas and Hope
Yeah,
talking. That is an
yeah.
old picture because I remember when I saw that purple outfit, I was looking at it trying to figure out what the hell did they put this girl in,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went to Warren on TV, and it was Hope in that navy cami and printed pants. So the day has not changed. This conversation is going to happen at Forrester with her still in the nice green suit and him wearing what he's wearing. So that lines up that Liam having all these worries about Hope, and what Thomas's long term plan for her is. Watch, he gonna wander his silly ass back up to Brooks, back up to
Yep,
the big house through the
yep,
veranda doors again, and
yep.
this is gonna be especially telling because now Brooke has already just had this disturbing conversation where Ridge just basically left her ass on red in person, and that's after Hope came through there defending Thomas and
Yeah,
basically letting Brooke know that she didn't appreciate her questioning her ability to judge the situation with Thomas at all. And you know Brooke gonna be telling Liam about that shit.
yeah. Oh yeah. So I want to know where the conversation. I can't wait till tomorrow because I want to see how this shit gonna go. So I want to know, are we gonna hear a little bit more come out on Brooke's side to see if maybe is she gonna hint at something that, she may have had a role in this CPS, or are we gonna see something magical too between her and Lehman? I'm Lehman. I always want to her and Liam. Are they going to share a moment because he's growing anxious, but he always want to tell. He
Not
always
yet.
got to discuss it with Brooke. Why
Not
he
yet.
got to share his feelings of his wife to Brooke? To Brooke.
He's not going to start confiding into Brooke that way until Brooke loses Ridge. Remember, Brooke has to be the one completely vulnerable in that one tear to drop. Once that one tear drop, that means her sea is wet, and that's when Liam gonna get in there. So once Brooke loses Ridge and she starts one tear dropping Liam, that's when he gonna bust her wide open.
Mm.
Because they're
Yeah,
gonna both
this gonna be after they come back. Yep, from Aspen.
because
It's
they're both
definitely gonna
in.
be when they come back because at this point, Ridge is gonna be done put his foot down with Brooke. Hope is gonna be like, see, now you done stuck your marriage. Now I want you to mind your business. I don't want you to do anything interfere with me raising Douglas with Thomas, and that's going to put I'm watching. That's going to put Liam on his hind legs, and when Hope starts putting her back up with Liam, that's when he is going to be running over to Brooke because he can't take disappointment. If he when he
Mm-mm.
gets disappointed, he looking for a pair of
Did
open
Can
hands.
Knock herself out by mistake?
She
I'm just
been
not.
out.
I'm
Can
just not
been
catching
out
up
for
on the
about 10 or
comments.
15 minutes now.
Oh, because I'm doing something else and I realized that she was gone and I was checking all the comments to see if she was in the waiting area. Goodness.
She got a call at 8 o'clock.
Oh, well, see, that's what I get for not paying attention.
But then she said she came back. But
Who
then she
came back?
said she was gonna go to YouTube. Can. I
I
didn't hear.
went to YouTube. I asked you to let me into you. I asked you to let me in. Let me go back over here.
No, I'm
Oh,
reading.
she did. She did ask at 8:03. She said, "Hey, she's back." She said, "I guess I'll go to YouTube." Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
at
hear
8:00.
anything beep, so I apologize, Can. She is over there in YouTube world though. We still got her.
Okay. So,
Oh,
one thing.
listen, oh, wait a minute. That was Electra Storm said that Liam will actually use a real bed again when he get the bust Brooke open.
That's what I said.
He gonna get the master bedroom.
In the
He
big
gonna get the
house.
master.
In the big
Yes, huh? You know what? He might even get to etch his own initials on her bedpost.
Right under him, daddies.
That's a
Ooh,
shame. So they beating
not
all
his
head.
daddies.
So
Oh, not
Brooke
his
has been
daddies.
shared that bed with Deacon. Now she finna share that bed with Liam. Except her and Liam, they gonna actually warm the bed up. Deacon just slept in it.
I
But
expect
that's a
Liam.
shame. All that Ridge bed, poor baby.
I expect Liam to devour Brooke because he ain't had a real hoe in a long time. I expect Liam to actually. I think his balls gonna actually sweat. You know, his balls ain't sweat since he had Steffi. I think his
Mm.
balls gonna sweat once he get Brooke. And you know that's gonna kill Hope because she already know that she can't compete with her mammy.
Right?
Yeah,
How come she had to give up Oliver?
That's right. She had
yeah,
to give up Oliver. And Oliver got that old pro poontang child.
yeah,
Please, Hope little virgin legs wasn't gonna do nothing to hold that man up after he had done went to town on her mama.
yeah.
That's a damn shame. That's quite gross. I
To the
mean,
window, to the
to the
wall.
wall,
Well,
to
yeah,
the wall, son.
Oh Lord.
yeah,
I'll be very honest. I'm not gonna be worth nothing when this comes to pass. Because the thing is, Brooke and Liam are basically in the same place in their relationships right now. They're
yeah,
both floating in this miasma of insecurity that is just so unattractive.
yeah.
Ridge, and here's the thing: the crazy part is that Brooks insecurity. You know what? I get it. It's because she knows that Taylor is the woman who Ridge was truly the happiest with for the longest amount of time. She knows that. She knows it. So I can understand her being an insecure mess. Liam, Liam being this needy and insecure and so jealous, because yes, that's what he is at this point. At this point, he's gone from just being cautious to being outright resentful of Thomas, and not because of Douglas or because he feels like he's being, you know, that he had some kind of a paternal role with Douglas, and Thomas is just taking that away from him. No, it's about hope. It's because he feels like all of this stuff with Douglas is not about Douglas, that it's really about hope. And he's afraid he's going to lose hope over this. The thing that cracks me up is, how could any man with any modicum of self esteem in any shape or form believe that they could, granted, yes, Thomas is fine as fuck and on an even playing field where
Let me
there's
tell you
not
something.
a bad
You can say
history,
that one more to
I
Thomas
would
fine as
say,
fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
on an even playing field where there's not all this history, in the background. Yeah, I would say, Liam, you worried and you need to be worried. You should be worried every day. You should sleep with one goddamn eye open. You know what?
Now,
You
dog.
need to open your own fashion company so your wife don't even need to see nobody who last name Forrester. That's how worried you should be.
Now,
But
let me hold on a second, because you said that and it made me almost have a stroke today when Brooke told Hope that Thomas has intertwined himself even in your business. And I'm like,
girl,
bitch, that is Hope for the Future by Forrester Creations, because you wouldn't even be no Hope for the Future if it wasn't for Thomas family's company. But he's in Hope's business. Who else is designing these rags for her? We saw
You know,
what
they just trying to make her so important. That's the thing. They have to make her so important to Forrester. So they have to make her like, she's running things. It's really so contrived. It's really ridiculous.
she got it
Wait
all
a minute.
reversed.
This Stephon say Brooke dry ass cookies need some milk.
Yes, they need some warm
Well,
milk.
it is the witching season. I mean, it's almost Halloween time, and this girl, and these cookies, they ain't had. I mean, honestly, who knows what kind of package she gonna be waiting from Santa? Because from the looks of it, she might need to get a different delivery man, because it is not gonna be Ridge Forrester at this rate.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Oh
so
baby.
so Liam is this. That's what I mean. Liam is this pressed, even though he knows the history that's between Thomas and Hope does not lend itself for them to have a romantic connection. Because here's the thing: the whole idea of Brooke and Liam driving Hope towards Thomas is like 88% of what's going on here. If they just talked to her like she was an adult and trusted her judgment, half of
Yeah,
what they're worried about wouldn't even be a worry.
that's right.
But see, that's the problem, though. The reason why Hope is in this position is because her managers don't trust her judgment. Period. They do not trust her. Why? because Brooke has been managing her ever since she fucked that first boyfriend and had to replace him with Liam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
And Brooke
Liam
needed
knows
somebody
that
to
Hope
play
can't
Liam
think.
with.
But see, Liam
That's
knows Hope
right. She
can't think.
did.
When Liam knows Hope can't think, because when Hope is in a crisis, what does she do? She runs off and marries Thomas. She does dumb shit. So Liam is on this side, like, yeah, I got to manage her because she's really not that bright. So you can't
Yeah.
really blame that man for going overboard trying to protect her fragile mind. Now at this point, it appears that her mind is not fragile, but this is why the Lope fans are losing their shit because they see it for what it might be. I think that we see our fears maybe. Maybe their side is seeing that this is probably seriously going to potentially lead to Thope, and our side is seeing our worst fears and it throwing Thomas under the bus. I have a strong feeling we're going to come somewhere in between. Thomas is not
It's,
going to be the culprit and the villain. Hope won't lose Liam forever, but it's definitely going to cause a big rift because before it's all said and done, Hope and Thomas going to be fucking and have some churn before the soap is done and over with because they have to.
yeah. She can't hold on. They just can't have her where she holding on to Douglas' dear life, Sam, until the show is out.
And
They gotta give her. They about
even
to
aside
give
from
her
Douglas,
a
she's
seed.
she's
Yep.
got to have more than one husband. Hope Logan is not going to end this show only being married to Liam Spencer and Wyatt Spencer. She's going to marry off and said and keep on going in the world, and Thomas is going to be one of them. It was
Yeah.
bound to happen. That's Ridge's son and Brooke's daughter. It was meant to be. Somebody fucked it up along the way.
Well, they retcon Liam. That's what happened. So they
Yeah, they
might be
gave
trying
that
to
man
fix
too
that.
much
Yeah.
importance.
Yeah. Ain't shit. That's what they did. But I got a feeling I'm with the. I'm gonna go with the Hope fans on this one because a lot of them pulling out. And didn't Amaya pull out? Isn't that why she
Oh
pulled out?
yeah,
She
yeah.
said a long time
When
ago, I
she
ain't for this
when
shit.
well, yeah, she really and I can't. I honestly can't blame her because considering the way that they wrote Thomas and how ugly things were with Thope the first one and two times around, for them to come back to it now, especially if they don't do a proper job of explaining it or writing it or storing it out, kind of makes you feel like your cat, like your fave, who in her scenario is Hope, is getting thrown under the bus, not even for what she would think is a good story. But the thing is, this is never going to be a scenario where Hope Logan throws Liam to the side in order to pursue Thomas. That's not how it's
Right.
going to play out. Brooke
Exactly.
and Liam are going to do something so horrendous that it
Yeah.
puts a cap on Logan's relationship. So I mean, that's my
Hmm.
thing. Because that's the thing. It's like I always say, soaps have got prime directives that they have to follow, just like on Star Trek. Like, oh, there are just some rules on some soaps that that they follow to a T. Okay,
Hmm.
on this soap, Hope does not actually dump Liam because he's a piece of shit who doesn't deserve her. That is never the reason that they actually break up. It's always because somebody else was involved with something and something happened. It's never just
Hmm.
about him being a terrible man who's not good for her or finding a man
I
who's better.
see.
Like, yeah, like if Liam hadn't screwed up the way he did, Wyatt never would have had a real shot with her because she was still riding hard to marry Liam all the way to the end. Even if she was flirting and screwing around with Wyatt, she was still going to marry Liam until he disappointed her.
Hmm.
And that's the only reason Hot actually was able to get married.
Right. That's my point. And see, that's what the Lope fans are afraid of. They don't want their precious Lope over. I can give a shit about their Lope. I want Hope to keep Liam just so that
Mm-mm.
they can stay the hell away from the interesting people.
What if they getting ready, y'all? What if that's gonna be the new triangle and the new ships, though? What if they getting ready
Um,
to throw Hope
Thomas and Hope
at
and Liam,
yeah, I mean,
that would
because
be
he
dumb.
did say, I mean, it may not even, because we so busy looking at them going back and forth with the Tridge, he might be getting ready to just move Tridge on up and start this here business with Thope, with Thomas, Hope, and Liam.
I
Oh,
thought that was coming and somebody said it wasn't gonna happen.
What, Thomas and Hope?
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but I
So
got a
listen,
feeling it might,
because
Bubbles.
listen, guys, the whole thing is that a Logan has to be tied to a Forster. If Brooke
Yeah,
loses Ridge,
to stay
Hope gonna have
relevant.
to mosey her Logan ass on over and marry a
Yeah,
Forster so they can stay intertwined.
she gonna have to take one for the team.
Correct. If
Yeah,
Brooke loses Ridge, then it truly is Forster versus Logan. Bell
it's
ain't
still
gonna
gonna
work
be
that
a
way.
Forster versus Logan, but it won't be Brooke Ridge and Tridge. I mean Brooke Ridge and Taylor anymore. It's gonna be Liam, Hope, and Thomas.
And
That's gonna
Brooke,
be
because
our
Brooke is
Forster
not gonna stay
triangle.
out. Brooke is not gonna stay out and stay out involved, especially now that Hope is going to be the Forster key. I mean, Brooke has always got her Forster kids, but if Hope's a Logan now, she's going a Forster. She would be pushing, trying to get Hope shares, trying to get Hope the CEO chair. She'd be trying to get Hope a Hope for the board of directors. You name it.
Well, if you're gonna be married to Thomas, you may as well get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He does have 5% Forster stock. You should petition to get 2.5%.
Mm-hmm. There can be a storyline. There can be a driving storyline for Brooke. Instead of throwing her back in the bed with Bill or something like that. Maybe they
Because
just gonna have
Back in the bed with
Brooke,
Bill.
Thomas would give Hope stock. He
he
would do
just
just
give
like
it
Bill
to
did
her.
and
Yeah.
offer her stock as a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Girl, that's what it's fixing to be. It's a damn wedding gift. She gonna expect Thomas to get up off them shares the way Bill did when he wanted to marry Steffy, and she was like, "Not today, Satan." And but you can't give me my damn family shares back. Is what you can do, and I
Yeah.
might let you smell my hair on the way out the door. And
Yeah.
he took that offer because he hadn't even touched her in a long time, and the opportunity to smell her hair, he couldn't pass up on that. So he gave her them shares, and he still didn't even get to smell her hair on the way out because she was like busted by. So
Let me
Yeah.
I
listen,
don't
guys.
see that being Hope's future, but I see that being Hope's future.
Let
Mm-hmm.
me speak on that nursery that Dollar Bill has set up for Kelly.
Mm.
I'm salty. I am salty that Steffi did not marry Bill and start wearing all black lipstick every day just to
Yeah.
be a raging bitch and raise hell. I'm
Yeah.
mad that we did not get dark evil Steffi after she caught Liam in the closet.
Yeah.
I really hate that Kelly did not make use of that beautiful nursery that Bill set up for her in Steffi's family home, probably right across from Steffi's old bedroom.
Who are you
Yeah.
telling? Who are you telling?
I am mad that Brad Bell denied us that. He took steam and refused to give us steel.
Yeah.
He took steam and refused to give us anything for
Exactly.
years. I'm
I
sorry.
Had her sitting in that house folding baby clothes and changing diapers while Hope was rubbing that belly
Or
in
playing marriage counselor to
Stephanie's
they
face.
bullshit.
Yes,
Ugh.
every day when we could have had still when her and Bill both could have been breaking Hope and Liam off at the same time, god dog it.
Right.
They could have been going between them both. They could have been just
Because
Sam.
you remember, Bill had already wrote Liam off. He had said,
Yeah,
well, I done lost Liam. Fuck it. I got you,
yep,
Wyatt. That's what he said. He had already wrote off Liam. If Steffi would have told him, I want you to make his life hell, Bill would have obliged just to get a promise to smell her panties that night.
that's right.
and girl, it wouldn't have even been a promise of panties. Like I said, she could have just said, "I might let you smell my hair," and he would have been like, "Okay," because Bill
Yeah,
was all about some Steffi. He was all about some young Steffi Forrester.
Mm,
yeah,
mm, mm.
Yes, he was
Oh,
intrigued by the young one.
And then they messed it up because I'm sour about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sour
mhm,
still. I'm real sour. I'm probably gonna die sour about it. I'm gonna be sour because the opportunity that she had, like Sam said, to just go completely dark and wreck
yeah,
everybody's fucking world. She had that. Steffi could have been the villain, and I still would have loved her. And she would have walked around in Forester and black leather every day, riding a damn motorcycle up the stairs, kicking Brooke in the teeth every chance she got.
Yeah.
This just
Yeah.
in the distribution center. I'm running this game now, and with
Yeah.
Spencer as her head piece, Bill Spencer out here granting her every wish that her little head could come up with. Bill, I don't like Brooke in the building, but okay, the longest got to
Mm.
go. Y'all
That's
We
right.
didn't get that.
family, but you got to get up out of here. No, we didn't.
Damn right.
They
We was
stopped.
robbed.
We were
We was
robbed.
robbed.
We
We
were
was
Yep.
robbed.
robbed.
Everything. They robbed our future. They robbed us of our hopes
Yeah.
And our dreams.
and our
But
dreams. Our future was stolen from us.
but you know what though? You know what though? We got
Mm.
Hmm.
now, guys. This is we going into 9:30 now. I'm getting very disappointed. I'm sorry. I'm on the East Coast. I am very disappointed that I have not been seeing my Deacon and Sheila.
I know they're not in none of the spoilers, so anything we
Not for
see
this
these
week.
days is kind of like a surprise, I guess. And I'm
But that's
kind of
I don't
like,
think we gonna see
hmm.
them, darling. I mean, because they
But
not in
I
any of the spoilers for this week,
see,
and
but
I,
that's the thing. They won in the spoilers last week, and they just kind of slipped them in there. So I don't. We literally don't know when the next time we see a Deacon and Sheila at this point. We really don't. And I have to agree with Sam. That's a bit disheartening. I mean, I know that I guess they feel like they're such a definitive thing, and until they're ready to make that move, maybe they're just trying to keep them, simmering on the back burner. But come on, man, give us content.
I'm just not having this. Because first of all, I don't like the idea of them, the powers that be, villainizing Thomas Forrester when we actually have Sheila Carter on
well,
screen.
we
She
got
is a
some
villain.
villains. That's right.
She is a villain. We have
Hmm.
Deacon, who's just a bad boy. I mean, we
That's
were
right.
still waiting on Sheila and Deacon to find a way to scratch each other's back. I mean, wouldn't it be great if Sheila was stalking around and heard that fight between Thomas and Brooke, and she made the call to CPS to scratch Deacon's back to help get Hope back her little adopted dog. I'm sorry, Douglas.
Sam, it would be juicy. Like
You
I
mean
would eat
actually
it up if we
connect the A, B,
actually
and C
had them
stories?
on screen. But we don't even, if they, if we would have been seeing them, when you mentioned that before, I like that idea. Why make Thomas the villain when we got two villains? We got a villain. We got Sheila and we got Bad Boy Deacon. But they hadn't even been on screen, Sam. So unless it's
It's
a
like
twist, unless
they
it's a
want to reserve
twist,
Sheila for kidnapping Hayes, but when? I mean, why we literally have been like 2 or 3 weeks on doing nothing but Thomas Douglas, uh basically Thomas Douglas and all the fallout around it, which is everybody.
I think after
Bridge.
Aspen is over, they're gonna shift Sheila and Deacon to the forefront because
I hope
Sheila has
so.
been going. Sheila's been going stir crazy in that apartment this whole
yes,
time. Okay, she's
yes,
been sitting in there stewing, going stir crazy. Even Deacon's dick isn't keeping her distracted anymore, so you know it's getting bad.
It's
yeah.
getting rough. It's getting rough when the dick ain't keeping your mind off things.
Exactly. So we have officially gotten to the point where Deacon breaking her back on the daily is not enough to keep her mind over what she's obsessed with, her son, her grandson, and her having that. And because every so often you see her, she's there whenever we see her, which is not often. That the more every time we see her, that is where her whole focus is. And that's not by coincidence, because yes, I do think that once the Tridge v Bridge part where Ridge makes this momentous decision to kick off from Brooke because of this entire all these shenanigans and whatnot, is when they're gonna start to shift the focus back towards um Shikon and what the hell Brooke is up with for two reasons. One, once Ridge makes whatever this decision is, because the spoilers for the 10 say Ridge's decision has heartbreaking whatever or something. Whatever his decision is, one, that's going to take Steffi out of the full on I got to get my parents back together mode, because she will have
Mhm.
accomplished 50% of her goal with her father making the definitive decision to leave Brooke, and all because of something that she ain't even got nothing to do with. That's like, wait, you
Hopefully,
trying to tell?
Hey, hopefully we don't know if Steffi ain't got nothing to do with it. We've been guessing, but Bell,
Oh,
his
I hope
laughing
not.
twist is to go and
That
make something not make sense and then call it a twist.
True, but but that's the thing. That I mean, yeah, logic does sometimes logic leaps happen on this show way more often than they should. But the
Right,
whole CPS part of it, Steffi and Taylor still don't know anything about it, and
Yeah.
right.
I'm assuming that they're not going to hear anything about it for a good while because Ridge specifically told Thomas not to say anything to Steffi.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We don't know when Taylor and Steffi are going to actually find out that all this bullshit has happened because they've already left LA because Ridge was trying to keep this on the DL because he was hoping Brooke wasn't guilty. So, as far as they're concerned, this is just Brooke being bitchy Brooke, like she always has been, and nothing has come of it, when in reality, something has come of it now.
So guys, listen, I got a question.
Mm.
What do you make of Ridge telling Thomas not to say anything about the CPS call? What do you
I,
make of that? Because listen, the CPS call was already out. It's not like it was secret, right? The CPS call was made. Ridge talked about it with Brooke before the call was made. He came
Mm-hmm.
back to work, went home. CPS showed up. Um, he called Brooke. She said she didn't do it. Fine. He found out she did do it by making the call. But by
Mm-hmm.
this point, they had already talked to Steffi and Taylor, and Steffi and Taylor was going out of town. What is the point in Ridge saying not tell them? We know that they didn't know, but why does he further not want them to know?
Okay, I'ma say it all goes back to Charlie, Sam. Um because he had Charlie tailing Brooke that day. Now I don't know what it is, but I do think those two things are connected.
You know what, Lady Sanchez? You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You brought something up. I had forgot that
Mm-hmm.
Charlie was watching Brooke, and
He's
he
been,
has
yeah.
not reported to Ridge yet about Brooke.
The next day he came in there looking for Ridge, but that's when Steffi was in there. She came through there to get something. That was the episode with the scene when Bill called her about selling this property in Aspen. So he was looking for to report again to Ridge about Brooke, but Ridge wasn't there. Now they could have had an off-scene conversation, but we know we got 2 days in a row with Charlie telling Brooke. So I think those two things go together: the telling Brooke and him telling Thomas not to say anything.
well,
Okay, so Lady Sanchez, you're right. That brings that up, guys. Did we forget that Charlie was following Brooke?
well, the second day he came in, he asked Steffi if she had seen Brooke because he didn't know where she was at that point. So
Oh
when
yeah,
Right.
that's right. He fell off the trail. He was being the bad. That's his head of security. Because we made a joke about that. His head of security fell off off Brooks' trail, but it still let us know he was still tailing her or
Exactly.
looking for her. So yeah, and that's 2 days in a row.
So yeah, we haven't. So that's something else, guys, that we need to wait on the. So that string is out there is a loose end. Charlie
Mm-hmm.
following Brooke. What else was the other loose end? Brooke's phone. Brooke missing her doctor's appointment was a loose end.
Mm-hmm.
There was one more that was thrown out there, guys.
Brooke texting somebody again today too, Sam, and it was odd because she told Hope she was like, "Damn, I
Oh,
thought
the
there was
voice out.
Ridge calling me back
Voice
on the
out.
plans."
So it's things. So those
Exactly.
three things are out there that hasn't had an end to it, and it might not. We talked about that. The voice app is out there. We know that that's going to play a role. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Charlie following Brooke is out there, and what was that last thing
Mm-hmm.
we just talked about? I don't
And
remember.
Brooke and whatever Ridge, I felt like Ridge had reason to step outside today and was like, "Man, she done sat here and lied to my damn face." I was like, "Well,
Yeah, but
what
you know,
you know? We
Twice.
don't know."
he's less of a man. Why didn't he confront her? Why didn't he just say, "Why you lying? I done called the people. They didn't already let me listen to the recording." You know, he don't have to tell her about Walter. All he have to do is let her know that he knows she lying.
But
Oh
we,
no,
but
he don't want to. He's first of all, one he was in flat out in denial all the way until he got there and she point blank said, "I don't know nothing about that." I don't know nothing about no CPS calls, Reggie. I don't know nothing about that.
And you can't say that when you the one who put the threat out there. You see what I'm saying? So it makes you look guilty as hell. When she should have said something like, well, I know what you must be thinking, Riz, because I did threaten to do it, but it wasn't me, I promise you.
Right.
She just was basically like it's just brand new news, right? Like this is all new to her. Then
But
she
that's the
even said it must. No, that's what it was, darling. Let me tell you what she said that
mm,
through it. She say, well, did something? She say, well, maybe, did Thomas cross anybody lately? Was
I
he
know
Yes.
in anybody's
his
face?
eyes got his eyes got big as fish set pieces.
Like, oh God, she was trying so hard to find. Thomas probably pissed somebody else off. You know,
Yeah,
he was crazy for I don't know how long. Could have been somebody tomorrow.
yeah.
You know, she went down to the Chipotle last week complaining about a burrito.
That exactly, and it's like
They knew
Ridge.
about the knife, but the call was specific because they said in the call he had a knife.
Exactly. So it
Right,
really.
right. That's the thing that everybody under the sun knows that only a few people know about the knife. Even
Hmm.
Ridge knows that Taylor and Steffi don't even know about the knife. So
So yes, the relationship. The big hanging Chad. Aside from the Brooke having missed her doctor's appointment, is this strange interaction Brooke has been having with her cell phone ever since
Hmm.
ever since Hope and Liam went to go get coffee, and she left her purse in the office, and she came back with her phone.
Phone
Ever
in her
since
hand.
ever since that happened,
Hmm.
Brooke and that phone have been a strange thing to watch. And here's the thing. Ridge is not telling Brooke where he's going, okay? Just like he basically felt like he went there to give her a chance to
Yeah,
tell him the truth, and she lied to him for the second time. So he
yeah.
didn't go. So he didn't fled because his little feelings is just destroyed, and then he gonna run his ass
Bastard.
off to Aspen. He's
Just
not
good
gonna
for his bastard.
exactly. He is not gonna inform Brooke of a damn thing. He is not telling her nothing. He just
You
gonna
know, I'm going back
disappear.
to Darling, I'm gonna go back to Sam's theory just a moment ago now. I know we haven't seen Deacon or Sheila, but what if, because we back to this phone business, we don't know who Brooke texting. Is she texting Bill? And when Bill give it a rundown Wednesday or Thursday, whenever he pop up on his spoiler, will he be confessing it to her? Because Bill is a loudmouth. If he did this, we gonna
No,
hear this the end of the week.
I
Or is she texting Deacon? What if
no,
she
she's
did
not
text
texting.
Deacon?
It's not texting Bill, because what Bill is going to show up with is Bill is going to be the one to help her figure out where the hell Ridge is, because Ridge is about to ghost her ass. Okay, like literally, he is about to go to Aspen and not tell her shit, and she is not going to know where the hell he is. And when she sees Bill, Bill is going to mention that Steffi is in Aspen with Taylor, because they flew on the Spencer jet, so he obviously know who was flying. So he knows
So you
Steffi
don't
was
think
flying
it's
with her
gonna
mom.
have anything to do with
Nope,
CPS? Well,
nope.
who is she texting then? Who is she
That's
on the
the
phone with,
that is
y'all?
the $64,000 question,
What if
and
it's Donna then? We
it's
going
either
back to
Donna.
Donna.
Yeah, my money's back on Donna, because we are all certain for the most part that that voice app has to come into play in all of this. And if it comes into play into this particular story, it would make sense that it would be Donna, because Donna would definitely know, because there's no way Eric did not tell Donna about Douglas impersonating her with that app after that honey bear bullshit.
Y'all, I know that Donna is not dumb enough, and she is. But I know Donna is not dumb enough to sit out here and use Brooke's name in what should be an anonymous phone call.
She would if they were setting up Thomas to make it look like Thomas and Brooke put her up to it. I
But
can believe that.
just be anonymous, because you don't have to tell them people your name when you called in. When they asked for her name, she should have said, I would like to keep this anonymous. Who in the hell calls and drops a dime on somebody and uses their government name?
Well, if
I don't
Donna
know.
is Brooke's
Mm-mm.
accomplice, like Darling is thinking, then Brooke could have put Don. If they trying to set up Thomas to throw Thomas under the bus to make it look like he made the call to sabotage Brooke.
But that's too much.
Brooke could have put Donna up to it for her to do it exactly like that. Say it's me, and I'm gonna make sure it all leads back to Thomas.
That's too much. So this is the thing. Um, we're talking about bail, and they are too simplistic with the writing. If Brooke did not make the call, just like Bubbles was just saying, if you're making a call to CPS, it can be anonymous. You don't have to leave a
It
name at
can,
all. If
Mm-hmm.
you're
yeah.
setting someone up, if Donna knows about the voice app, why wouldn't Donna use Thomas's voice to make it sound like Thomas called CPS on himself?
That is, you know what? That's true. So that's it. Yeah. So that's
See,
out.
and
That's right.
well,
So
here's the
that
thing.
theory out
I wants to see, but this is why I'm still keeping it alive though. I need to see that conversation between Donna and Eric, and I need to
before
see
we
that
make a decision. Yeah.
disagreement
You know
between
what?
Donna and
And
Thomas.
Thomas.
Because
That,
the thing is,
that
on
Donna,
paper, Donna and Eric ain't supposed to know about none of this shit yet.
Yeah.
so
Neither one of them are
what
supposed to
they
know
could
anything.
be doing is that's the day they're going to set up for Thomas to show his true colors. And then Donna is going to go running to Eric saying, I've seen Thomas, da 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 da. He's not right, Eric. He's not right, Eric.
No, say, oh no.
I mean, I
Not
can see
that
why
quick because he gonna be in
see
there
why
with her.
don't bird brain be even popping her bird brain up to say anything. She is a Logan that's living there because she's pouring honey on an old man's balls. Why is she getting involved?
No. I don't want that mental image. I just ate. God,
Uh,
dog.
My bad,
oh
Steve.
before I forget, I realize that it's like we got like 15 minutes left, and we have not yet gotten to Queen Taylor and her shining her crown on her way to Aspen.
Beautiful.
When she told Steffi, listen, sis, I mean, I get it. You and your brother want me and your daddy back together. I get it. When I came to town, that's what I thought I wanted to because I was still in love with your daddy. But listen, he loves this woman's dirty drawers and he gargles with her dirty bath water. And if he
Oh,
likes that, I love it and I'm done. I'm not, he's married. What the hell I
yeah.
like trying to bust that up? I'm not a home wrecker. If that's who he love and that's his destiny and that's where he want to be, it ain't for me to break that shit up. So I'm gonna go on over here to Aspen with you. I'm gonna ski. I'm gonna wash my hair with some of this good old crisp Rocky Mountain water and get that man out of my hair. And when I come back to LA, sis, I am going to be on the singles prowl. I'm not sitting here aging and drying up, waiting on your daddy to decide that he's done being sidetracked. Bitch, I'm hot, young, and sexy. I'm fixing to go get me somebody, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Flat out saying, you know how many women wish they had legs and a back view like me? Shit.
Right? She loved to have her back out. Jerisa knows. Jerisa knows to go ahead and let Krista have her back out. That's the look for her.
Exactly. It's like and that's the thing. Taylor, she wasn't angry about it because she understands where Steffi is coming from. She really does. But she also needed her daughter to understand where she was coming from. That she's coming from a place of look. There's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can say. If this man is if this per if this is how we rolling, then you know what? This is how we roll. I got to let this bullshit go,
right.
regardless of whatever he's doing. Because and like she said, she even and one thing I did love was that she very clearly outlined exactly why. She's like, you know what? Yes, I get what you're saying, Steffi. That I'm giving Brooke the kind of grace that Brooke would never give me in a billion years. But that's not what it's about. It's not for me to treat Brooke like how Brooke would treat me. It's for me to treat Brooke how I would treat somebody. Like be like and I respected that.
She
That just
said,
like and
you don't treat people how they deserve.
mhm.
You don't treat people how bad they are. You treat them how good you are.
Right, which I appreciated because yeah, she's being very clear. No, this ain't got a damn thing to do with me liking Brooke Logan or thinking that her marriage is worthy of this, that, or the other, or that she's worthy of this, that, and other. No, this is about me and my goddamn standards and what I am about and what I will do and what I will not do. And the thing is, I feel like she made some headway with Steffi. Steffi still feels how she feels about the whole thing. But I think she kind of made her mom, she kind of made her understand, look, this just ain't for me, baby. I can't keep doing this mess with your daddy because he just too fucking messy.
She
Yeah.
also told her mom what I liked. She told her daughter, I mean, I don't want him either just because he mad with Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
So she's sick of that too. So she's not taking it. But did I hear Taylor say when she get back home, she was looking, she like maybe to start over or look for a new interest or something in that, on the lines of that. Did I hear her say that today?
I didn't hear anything about the future today from Taylor.
Okay, okay. Maybe it was just me hoping
I
and
think
wishing.
I think how she put it was that she wanted to move forward because she feels like she's wasted too much time hoping for Ridge to get his head out of his ass is
Mm-hmm.
basically how she felt about it. She didn't for 2 seconds say, hey, yeah, Ridge doesn't love Brooke. And that's the thing. It's one of the big differences between Ridge. It's one of the big differences between how the Forrester women look at things and how Logan women look at things, which is that Brooke is Hope. Taylor is under no delusions about the idea that Ridge loves Brooke. She knows this. She knows this intimately. This man loves this woman. No matter how toxic she is, no matter how trifling she is, no matter what kind of bullshit she get up to, he really and truly does love her. And I have to accept the fact that that may never ever change and he may be just stuck where he is permanently and there's nothing I can do about it and it's not for me to do nothing about it if he gonna be stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope that it lasts because we're getting set up. So basically, what we would like as Forrester fans is for Brooke to be the made the call to ruin her own marriage, rightfully so. For Taylor
Mm-hmm.
Ridge,
And I don't want her to have an out. I don't want her to have done this because she's sick. I don't want her to have done this because she got some fucking DID. I don't want her to have even done this because she constipated. I wanted her to have done this because she's just hates Thomas and she wants him out of her daughter's life. I'm tired of them giving her excuses. So 6 months from now, they can say, "Oh well, Ridge walked out on Brooke when she was ill and she was going through mental problems, and she didn't mean to do any of that. She wasn't in her right mind. Because when Thomas wasn't in his right mind, they gave him no quarter. He got no sympathy, no pity.
That's right.
They wanted him
That's
locked
right.
up. They wanted the key thrown away. So that's the same energy I want for Brooke, Logan, Forrester, Logan, Forrester, Morone, Forrester, um,
Jones.
Spencer Jones, um, Spencer, Forrester, Logan. That's what I want for her. I want her fans to feel the same way that Thomas and his fans have been feeling for the past 3 years.
That's right.
Y'all never gonna get y'all foot up off of her throat. That's what I want them to feel like Brooke is just being. Of course, we know it'll never happen, but that's what I want. That's what would restore fairness to this show for me. Is if
Yeah.
Brooke could go through some of the same shit that she's been putting other people through for all of these years.
Thank you.
I don't want her to.
Thank you.
I want her to own this shit and just finally be like, "Well, I didn't know what else to do. I panicked and I called and I
Yeah.
regretted
Yeah.
it. And I'm sorry that I lied, but I did that shit.
Straight up.
I just didn't want Thomas around my daughter, and I felt like Douglas was ours, and I wanted him back in the little wreck shack, and that's why I did it. I want
That's it.
her. I don't want them to making this. Oh, now Ridge feel guilty because he left Brooke for Taylor, And now, he feel bad and he's questioning himself. And Brooke is popping up all over the place. And he's
Mm,
still giving her an ear. And he's still being sympathetic to her. I don't want that. But that's what they got.
mm,
I don't want that. I want Ridge to cut her off. And I want it to be just like it was in the 90s with her watching him and Taylor making love outside of the window. And
yeah.
it was her and trying to set the house on fire. That's my dream for Brooke in this
Oh,
story.
no.
We might
I
get
agree.
it.
I agree with you because that's the thing. If they give her this I'm gonna be blunt. If they give her this candy ass well, I'm gonna be pissed off. Just because you know what, y'all don't. The show has not been very kind to a lot of other characters. Steffi didn't get no easy outs. Thomas
That's
ain't getting
right.
no easy outs. Everybody else who screws up doesn't get an easy out. I mean, Lord, they even tried to give Liam a out for being a cheating son of a bitch by saying it was a mannequin.
Yeah. But it was an
This
out though. It was an out. It was a dumb
hmm
one, but they gave him an out, darling.
exactly.
He killed Vinny and they gave him an out. Well, Bill
Yeah.
was driving, but they
Yeah,
killed
because Vinny was obsessed with Thomas. He was in love with Thomas, so he wanted Thomas to have his last dying hope to sleep with hope, and he was going to kill himself so Thomas can do that. So even
I don't care what kind of a wingman you are is. I still think that was some love that dare not speak his name shit. Cause
Listen,
that was just too crazy.
let
that
me
was dumb.
we ain't got but 5 minutes. Did y'all see the post that Matt Hangy put up when he
Yeah.
uh, Benny
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
suicide for people and Walter out here risking his job? Thomas fucking these boys off camera.
Yeah, I saw that. I cracked up laughing because I was like, honestly, that would make more sense than what the hell was written, to be honest here.
How long have we been saying that they need to either make Thomas bi or gay and have him just fucking everything that moves in LA? All the men, all the women, everybody. Everybody needs to be fighting over Thomas. I want Thomas Forrester in the same kind of triangle that Johnny Demira is in. His sister and his ex-wife is fighting over him.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-mm.
Or
And
actually,
it's a
they fighting each other about him. Look,
yeah.
mad because Johnny's sleeping on the couch and Chanel looking at him. Hell, I would look at him too. He young enough
I
to
would
his
That's
too.
fine
wait a minute,
ass.
That's why
Bubbles.
Allie
Wait a
mad.
minute.
Allie
That's
know what time
long.
it is.
Johnny had on those
Baby
briefs,
draws.
baby, and his
Allie called them
cologne
baby
was sitting
draws.
sideways in those briefs. And
Ah,
Chanel was standing there drooling. I said, and then he woke up and said, "What you looking at?" I was like, "You know what the hell she
You
looking
know
at,
what,
Johnny?"
right? Because Johnny and Chanel, they had some hot, passionate chemistry. Let them tell it.
yeah,
And poor and
hmm
she even went to bat for him, baby, because Allie was trying to throw him out, and she was like, "Wait a minute, hold on, give him at least 3 more days."
she
No, give me 3 more days to look at him. Look, let's see if I can get him in some gray sweatpants while I'm at it. Mm-mm.
Like, what's your brother? Give him,
I was like, girl, right? What is it gonna hurt if he just staying on the couch? That's what
yeah,
about on the couch. He just laying on the couch, and of course it's hot. I mean, y'all ain't got no air conditioning. He barely covered up with a sheet. Bless his heart. He gonna catch the death of cold. He need a blanket or something.
See,
Like
that's why I give Days credit. This is the kind of fourth dimensional storytelling you need because yeah, it's easy
yes,
to write a triangle where it's two guys fighting over a girl or two girls scrapping over a guy, but a pair of siblings scrapping over the same woman, a pair of twins, a man and a woman.
yes,
Yeah, okay. Like y'all done came in the Generation Z with this shit. I
and
yeah,
Hmm.
we gonna go
Let me
over
tell y'all something else
because
about
I need to
Days.
talk about days, so we gonna go over tonight. Sam, I'm gonna let you
Good.
say what you gonna say, but we gonna get a couple of extra minutes because it's some about this stuff about days I got to get off my chest too. Go.
I agree, Bubbles.
go
I agree.
ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was letting Sam go because she
No,
started.
I
Oh yeah,
said I
no, I
agree,
mean
Bubbles. I
y'all, no,
agree.
either one of y'all go ahead. Whoever.
Right,
Listen,
Bubbles.
y'all know Days of Our Lives ain't but 37 minutes now. Do y'all see that? They got
Because they got
hmm
less commercials.
They you get 2 commercials. It's a total
That's
of
it.
50 seconds.
That's
80
Now,
it.
I thought so. You know why? Because
20
I
seconds.
binged it today.
Yeah, you did because it was easy to watch. You
Yes,
don't
it
get but
was.
2 commercials per episode. It's 37 minutes. Y'all, why did I think I was sitting there for a whole ass hour? I was counting out like I got 3 days of days to make up. I got 3 hours to watch. How am I
Well,
gonna look so Bold and the Beautiful come on? And it finished in time. And I was like, how in the hell did I do 3 hours? What did, and I looked, they 37 minutes per episode. They packing so much shit in the episode. Y'all know Jennifer Rose, Horton Devereaux, and sat here and then ran over Gwen at the police
yes,
So
ma'am.
did.
station. That shit out. They took Gwen to the hospital. They had a whole day. Everybody talked about it. Well, you know Jennifer on these pills now, and she went driving last night, and she don't remember. Well, Gwen
So don't.
found out that Jennifer was taking them pills, and she said Jennifer told her she gonna make her regret. Y'all, when the Jennifer ran over Gwen, and before the end of the episode, Jack figured it out. Jennifer remembered.
Jennifer remembered. Yep.
And fucking Leo went over there to blackmail Jennifer for some money because, ma'am, you ran over my best friend while you was out here high and hopped up on pills. Yeah, you gonna have to pay us.
Wait, how Leo found out?
Gwen told him,
Leo,
Sam. Gwen told you. He was,
Leo, today, honey, at the
yeah.
hospital.
So I didn't. I didn't finish it
I
because I
swear,
started
they
watching it
had
before
him being
work.
so much fun on days. I'll never want him to be Kevin Fisher regular ass
Let me
again.
tell y'all something.
Honey, I
I'm
love me
glad
some
Bubba showed
Leo
up there.
Stark. And
He
I'm
then
said,
glad.
I know it's gonna sound funny, but I'm getting ready to tell you what it is Jennifer done did. He said, I'm a how you say a pill popping. He
you said,
said
oh, Jennifer, you got your pill popping wife out here. Jennifer.
he called it something. He said like he said this pill popping deranged vehicular manslaughter. He was like, I got the charge. I know what it's gonna be.
So
Honey,
listen.
so it's
So
out
Lord.
listen.
red tape.
I didn't finish it, but I got some comments to make about Days.
Mm.
Um, Days does not look cheap anymore.
Oh no, honey.
Let me tell y'all something about Days. I used to hate the Days wardrobe. I used to hate it. But let me tell y'all something about Days. Days wardrobe has been picking up. I was looking at Belle today. I'm like, well, goddamn, that's a nice dress for her, a woman her age. I was like, that's cute. That's pretty. It's appropriate. I was shocked for Days. And as I panned through everybody on Days, especially the men, EJ Demera, Chad Demera with all that nice ass he got. I mean, the fashions was on point. I'm talking about everybody. And this was hard for Days to pull off. Days is not looking cheap. How about that Demera safe that Chad went into to get the gun out was stacked up with money and paperwork? How about that prop?
How
Wasn't that
about all
fantastic?
of Stefano's house is beautiful now? I used to hate looking at that set. And they had Stefano's picture behind the damn door in a corner, some shit. And now he's over the fireplace, prominently displayed. The living room is in neutral, beautiful shades, not that depressing shit. Ken Corday said, "Come on with the streaming money. We fixed to show y'all something."
We
And
did
they
well. You
did.
know, one of the girls on last night or last week said days. Not only that, so in February when the new storylines come out, they're gonna go up to 45 minutes. Bubble. So you think you're getting good? You eat now with 37. We're gonna get 45 minutes a days, and they have been investing in new cameras and new sets
They
for
are
the staff. So
buttons. You can tell they trying to shoot this shit in 4K. They are turning.
You definitely can.
You
Let
know
me tell
how I
you something.
know? My TV don't look right. My
That's
TV
right.
don't look right.
I knew that was that because I don't have the best TV. And when
Right.
I turned on Days on Peacock, I was like, well, wait one goddamn minute. Did my TV upgrade? Nope. It was Days on Peacock. Let me tell y'all
hmm
something about Days on Peacock. They not missing no beats.
Tell them
That
about it.
even that, let me tell you something about Clyde and his confession, because you know I wasn't watching all of that back then. I had fell off earlier this year. But Clyde,
Hmm.
when he went back, as he was telling Chad, all that had happened, they did a fantastic job of catching up anyone that had not been watching completely all of the time, and the use of the flashbacks. I mean, I am here for days of our lives.
Sam, did you catch that part when Clyde told when Chad was, how could you do this to Abigail? She was a saint. And Clyde told Chad she wasn't no goddamn saint. She was the bitch that cheated on my son and broke his heart. I said, oh
And he called her a whore. He did it
no.
twice. He did it twice. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Because this is not like one-sided on soaps where, the heroine gonna be avenged. No, Clyde went
Mm-hmm.
down swinging and called her a whore and a slut.
He sure did.
Considering the fact that I never could stand Abigail ass, I appreciate that.
I was dead because I
And
feel
we
the same
getting
way
ready to
Clyde
get
feels.
us a triangle. Guess what, Sam? So Will
Yep.
Will has made up his mind that he gonna go ahead on and leave and take that job. So he leaving Sonny by himself with Leo because Craig going back to New York, baby. And Chad has also fallen for Sonny, guys. So look, y'all, I don't know who not watching days, but y'all need to be plugged in if y'all not watching.
Wait, so Chad has fallen for Sonny?
Chad has fallen all the way in love for Sonny. He
Not
just hadn't said nothing yet.
not Chad. Chad's Abby's husband.
Yeah.
You're not
And
talking about Sweet
actually
Cheeks
got
Chad.
shot, Bubbles. Him and Sonny has been like it was many episodes when we thought they was just gonna go all the way in and kiss, but all we got was hugs and like little kiss, like a little smooch, like it's gonna be okay. He has been falling. It ain't no way in hell they not gonna go back and touch on that.
Dad, Abigail's husband, Chad.
Dead Abigail's husband, Chad, baby, he was staying at the Kariaka's house. He was staying at Victor's house after after Abigail was killed. He was completely falling off the rock. Sonny was finding him in the clubs, passed out. Roman was calling Sonny, you need to come and get him. He was in the pub, drunk, going behind the counter. Like they were having some scenes, baby, and they were having some embraceful scenes where he was just holding on to Sonny, and Sonny was like, Chad, I got you. I'm not gonna let you go. This was past friendship, guys. This was past but they never acted on. They just would show them like staring at each other. And then they would just hug, but they never just went in for the kiss or nothing like that. And I believe we're gonna revisit that. I
All
do believe.
people were expecting him to hook up with Stephanie since they was all talking today.
Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
Lady Sanchez.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna have to get on some rewind on that. I wish they would
Yeah.
like Clyde did because Sam is right. I wasn't watching at that moment when Abigail got killed, but
Mm.
retelling of how everything went down from where he had overheard what's his name? He overheard EJ talking to Bell and he had told EJ, you better not say nothing to nobody. You better not
Yeah.
tell nobody but God, it'll kill your mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
They went ahead and told Bell, and so Clyde was like, "Well, fuck it, I got to make you pay now, so I'm gonna have to go."
Yeah.
He was going to kill Bell. He wasn't even
Yeah.
going for Abigail. He was 100% going to go and kill Marlena's baby girl, honey, and came across Gwen, not Gwen, Abigail, and said, "Well, you the sister-in-law, so it'll hurt if I kill you too." And he did. And that's
Yeah.
why he did. But Abigail is kind of mouthy because she was being mouthy with that man. I ain't never really been an Abigail fan. I'm not trying to blame the victim. Well, this is soap opera. We can do that. She
She
was
was being a badass. Yeah.
real mouthy with this man, talking about, well,
I'm just gonna go call the police. And she
Yeah.
politely walked off into the room like the man was just gonna be like, "Well, okay, go ahead and call the
How you
police."
Yeah.
turn your back on on somebody who just got out of prison, ma'am?
Right.
You, I
using the
mean, damn, use some common sense. This is somebody
But
who ain't afraid to go to jail.
They
but
could have made her last day there better than that. I mean, like this man is standing up there with gloves on. You notice the glove. You make mention of the gloves, and you just gonna walk. Well, I'm just gonna call the police.
that's
Not
that
even
privilege,
lock the
honey.
door. Just let him come in behind you and lock your door.
Girl,
You know, I
she
mean,
had a conversation with this man for a good 20, 30 minutes. This man is sitting here telling you how he came to kill somebody. You trying to have a fucking rational conversation with him. I'd have been fighting him the minute he walked through the damn door. You do not live here, sir. What are you doing?
Right?
We
But
got to fight now.
I have to say, Marcy Miller. Marcy Miller looked like a beautiful angel in
when
that
they
white
killed
dress.
him, yeah,
Well, in the replays I saw of well, not replays, but when Jennifer was when she was the ghost, where she saw her and she was standing up there, but then she looked down and she saw a little bit of blood. Then the next thing she was in the car. But Abigail, Marcy Miller looked beautiful. I think the way they staged her because she was being seen by her mother. She
yeah,
looked innocent. She had absolutely no makeup on her face. Not that I could see, because I could see her freckles.
Well,
yeah.
they do the natural look.
She
Well,
looked
it's
exquisite.
well,
I
she
think
looked
it
the
was
same way
flawless.
when Chad found her too.
She did look
She did.
beautiful.
She
So
did.
if that's the way she looked, if that's the way Abigail looked when she died, it was a beautiful Abigail. I'm sure that the Chabby fans was crying their ass off because Marcy Miller looked absolutely angelic with no
She
makeup
did.
on. Those beautiful big gigantic eyes against that red hair. I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry because she looks like an angel. My God. And I enjoyed the scenes. Now I'm waiting on Katie to show her ass. It looks like she does anger. It looks like she really leaning into the anger on Jennifer's anger. So I can't wait to see more of that.
But she shouldn't be too angry, honey, because her ass is supposed to be going to rehab. But now she done been made. I think she's gonna have a breakdown before she gets to rehab. And
Well,
she
yeah,
bed.
because her son Mike coming into the show, that he gonna come and take her to rehab. So I'm interested to see what happened, because you see, Gwen, she wasn't even in the street, she was still on the sidewalk. She had just stepped off the stairs of the police station and was standing like by the pole, but behind the pole, digging in her purse for the keys when Jennifer came. When she sideswiped her and kept going, so she went on the sidewalk. Now we know Abigail, it looked like she was seeing Abigail. Abigail was sitting in the passenger side while she was on a rampage. So I don't know how they could play it out, but she is going to go to rehab. She's not going to go to jail.
She knew what she
But, but
well, she knew, but she didn't know because she was sitting there and she
she
said,
was high on pills.
every single person that has ever hurt you, I'm gonna make them pay. And when Gwen walked out that police
Yeah,
station, I was like, oh Lord, she gonna
she
bring.
hit her.
But you know what? How the hell Gwen was practically, oh, she was still on the threshold of the door almost, like she had just.
Yeah. She was on that little sidewalk area. She had just stepped off that bottom step. Like she was still on the sidewalk going into the door of the police station. So she came off the road to hit Gwen. But she was on them pills. She was, because she was swoozy and leaning in and out when she left the house. She was gone off of those pills.
But just the space, I'm like, how in the hell did she hit Gwen and she didn't hit the building? Because that sidewalk
True.
is literally right there on that building. So you mean to tell me that this woman hit this other woman with her car, didn't touch the building or the step or the rail or none of that shit? And if y'all have ever paid attention to Salem when they're downtown and they're outside, all them doors is next door to each other, clickety clack, clickety clack, clickety clack. How the hell Jennifer didn't do no kind of property damage, and then the police cameras just happened to just not be working on that side of the building? How in the hell is the security cameras at the police station ever down?
Yeah.
That's some weird shit.
How?
Yeah.
How? Salem.
Yeah.
Salem. But you know what? I don't feel bad for Abigail dying because nobody stays dead in Salem. And that's what I
No.
had to tell myself the whole time I was watching it, because Abigail's mama's been dead, her daddy's been dead. She got cousins and aunties that's been dead. And if Tom and Alice hadn't died in real life, they'd have found a way to bring them back too. Actually, they did bring
Girl, but
Tom back as a ghost right before Alice died. So I mean, everybody dies. That's the thing about Days of Our Lives. People die and they come back from the dead over and over
As
and
long
over.
as we got Dr. Rolf, they coming back.
Yeah, so I imagine in another 3 or 4 years, if Marcy Miller decides she wants to come back, or if they decide they want to recast and bring in this mystery woman who turns out to be Abigail, I'm down for it because Days does that. Passions was the only other soap that did unreal shit like that, and that's because James E. Riley wrote Passions and he was writing Days.
Exactly.
But days when people die, I'll unless the actor dies, I always expect they're gonna come back from the dead a time or two. Look at Hope that been dead. She done fell in the vat of acid and came back on the cruise of deception. Like all these people have been dead so many times. So y'all cry over Abigail down in the system, but she will be back. I can't imagine that they're gonna leave Jack and Jennifer's only child dead in a cemetery.
They got JJ. They got JJ.
Who is JJ?
Jennifer Sun.
Hope's little boy. Oh no, that was Zach. Zach was Hope's little boy. Oh, you talking about JJ?
Jennifer Sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget they had was I completely
He was on pills too.
family tradition, Hank.
Yeah, he was on pills too. He was another pill head. He
Why
was another pill head.
do you smoke? Is this part of that family tradition?
Yeah, because he was getting ready to kill Kristen because he seen
So was.
that Chinese chick she was in love with, his
That's
girlfriend.
right.
He seen Kristen killed him.
Right.
When they told her, when she came out and told her baby hadn't died, but
I'm so
turned
glad
out
they killed
Rachel
that
was still
girl.
living.
It was Haley. I'm so glad they killed her boring ass.
Yeah, Haley, the chief of police, that Chinese, that's her daughter.
Yep, that was Miss Chang daughter. Is
Uh-huh.
that her name? Yeah, Chang. Yeah, that
Hmm.
was Chang.
There's some characters that you just happy to see their asses go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had to go. I was so tired of her. Everybody just loved her. All the boys was falling in love with her. And I was just like, ain't shit special about her. Please get rid of her. And I was so glad when she was gone. I got my wish.
Well, since we're
Yeah.
talking about new women coming on, and this is back to Young and the Restless, which the only reason I know is because I saw the spoiler, but
Hmm.
the girl that Noah was all broken up over in Europe is coming to town. Is actually
What?
woman
I
is
seen it on the preview.
yeah, she's the
She's
woman
pretty.
who's supposed to be running this
The
murder
IPO.
thing. So
She's supposed to be bringing what?
she's the one
Jill.
in the merger with Jill and the company.
Yes.
What?
Her name
I
is
Yes.
really thought Noah had been killed, that girl. I thought Noah had, because when he talked about that last conversation, they was on the bridge talking when they had their big breakup, and he haven't seen her since. Because I always wondered why he was walking around looking. I mean, but he was walking around like a damn psycho, and I'm like, I want to know if Noah threw her ass off of that damn bridge.
Mm.
his heart, honey. Y'all know Noah has always been tender hearted. That girl broke his heart. And now he back in town. Now that he got a new little girlfriend, he's out here trying to woo Jack's little girl, little grandbaby. Now she's back in town, so he's in an instant triangle.
Well, I have a question for Darling. So, Darling, I
Hmm.
seen something over the Twitter weekend. Now they were saying that Kyle might really be for Tucker, which is why Diane is keeping Tucker, her dealings that she was having with him in Los Angeles, a big secret, why she's so worried. Is it any truth in that? I mean, because
I
that'll be enough to get me
if
to come back
I
if
was
Kyle's
look
supposed to be
if
for
they
Tucker.
I don't think so, but I will tell you this much: if they do that, that is gonna be one of the big. They're gonna retcon the great sperm switch up of
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I was just
1995.
saying. Kyle done already been
But
mistaken for Victor's, then to turn around and be Jax. Now they gonna Tuckerize his ass. I mean, really, they
Yes.
just might as well call him new man and just let him form his own damn identity because this man done fucked everybody.
Yeah. That's what I'm here. That's what I heard on Twitter, darling. And I'm like, is that true? Because I will come back. Somebody said that it was apparently is they're gonna do it like they did Harrison's storyline. Like he was believed to be for Ashlyn. Harrison was believed to be for Ashlyn and Locke. But come to find out, Kyle then went his ass down there and was romancing his woman on the side. Well, apparently, um, Tucker was secretly romancing Diane, baby, and Kyle might be his.
Oh, listen, that might be a storyline to explore, but I would be hot mad if they
So would
retcon
I.
Kyle not to be Jax. I'd be mad as mad can be because that's too
They
much.
that's thievery, okay? They done already killed the other biological child he had that he never got to
Mm-hmm.
raise, and now
Yeah,
you're gonna sit up here and make the child he actually did raise his. We already went through this shit when they didn't know who Summer Daddy was.
Exactly, and
yes,
he got jerked around with Summer too. It's just like
yes.
Mm-mm.
he practically also practically volunteered to be Adam's father figure. I mean, they need to stop trying Jack like this. I'd be mad if
Jack,
they take Cal from him.
Jack is too old to be. No, you see, you know why? I'm not about to sit up here and watch Jack Abbott be fucked over how they fucked over Tracy. No. No, no, no,
Exactly,
no, no.
Yeah,
They
with
gave
no
Tracy
heirs.
one kid, killed Colleen off without a second thought, and it's been a mistake and a burr in my saddle ever since it happened. And now they about to sit up here. They better not.
They
They
won't.
look. They can flirt with it all they want, but they better leave Kyle Abbott ass as an Abbott,
That's
or I'm gonna be truly pissed off.
That's right. That's right. It'll have to be a DNA switch up, and don't nobody want to do that. We just seen it. We I ain't even gonna say just seen it. It was done with Summer. We don't need to see this
hmm
again with another kid with Jack.
with Jax. Yeah,
The only way I will accept it is if they go back and say Summer ain't Nick's either, and she really is Jax,
for
and
Jack. Yeah,
DNA company that they sent all they testing to had some kind of something. I don't know because Summer's DNA was messed with so many times. Then hell,
yeah,
it could probably be her daddy for all we know. It went back and forth so many times.
it
With
did.
getting fucked with, and I want to say Sheila was in town during some of that. So I mean, who's even to say? Um, I've never believed that Summer was Nick's. Not after they let Jack bring that girl into the world in that elevator and almost kill Phyllis. After they had tried so hard to have a baby and she almost died and they gave up and then she went and fucked the magical Newman and got a baby. And
Mm-mm.
deliver that baby when the elevator broke down. I was like, that's his baby. Ain't no way they gonna let this man deliver this child and it ain't his. And then she wasn't his.
Well,
Yep,
it
they
would
did
be
it funny.
enough for me to come back. But one more thing, darling. I'm hearing Nate might be getting ready to go to jail. So whatever this deal was, he done made with Victoria, she
Mhm.
apparently might pull out and leave Nate holding the bag. And
It's
apparently Victor
inside.
knows.
It's
Mhm.
insider trading. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
Victor, the Newman snapping up all of the stock once it hits the market. That's normal, okay. But the
Mhm.
thing that would give them proprietary ownership over Devon and Lily and Jill and them is if Nate sold his shares that he has, and that's insider trading because it's a coordinated effort. Okay. Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's like no. And if Nate goes in Elena, she done already left his ass high and dry, for which I'm happy.
Elena finally left.
Elena
Well,
left Nate.
she said they need time apart.
Ooh, and
Oh, child.
It's
You know what?
over. It's
How come
over.
people just can't break up on the goddamn soap opera?
Well, she moved
Let's
out.
break up.
Oh, it's
She
over. She
moved.
ain't going
Yeah, she
back.
moved out. I mean, because anything is, I can't blame her because Nate is up to some shady ass snake ass shit, and he expect Elena to be a ride or die while he pulls this diabolical bullshit off, and she feels some type of way about it.
Now,
really
What
speaking of
I'm
ride
waiting
or
on.
dies, speaking of
Hmm?
ride or dies, since we in overtime on days, did anybody else get the feels like I got the feels over Bonnie and Clyde's wife, Nancy,
yeah,
Bonnie and Nancy's friendship?
Yes, I got all the feels. I was like, I like Bunny better than I like Adrian.
Listen to me,
Mm-hmm.
honey. Me
Hmm.
and you both. I got all the feels and I welled up with tears. I was like, oh my God, look at Bonnie. She's got Nancy all done up in her old and borrowed and new, blah, blah, blah. And now this is after she knew that Clyde may have Shank's will. After she knew he may have shanked Will, she decided she gonna be a ride or die bestie.
Yeah.
She ignoring what her husband's saying, and she showed up for her bestie.
She
And when her husband came in that room with anything other than congratulations, she turned around and said, "How could you?" And immediately started telling her friend, "Don't even listen to nothing he got to say. That was a long time ago. Let's get you married." Let
Yep.
me
Yeah.
tell you something. I rides with Bonnie. That's the type of chick I want with
Oh
me
yeah.
everywhere I go.
Oh yeah.
Honey,
I'm
Bunny's
trying to tell
real.
you.
I
It
love.
was beautiful. I mean, even after, Nancy told Bonnie all that happened, I do fully expect the next time I see Justin and Bonnie, I expect Bonnie to be just a little bit peeved at him for telling that to her bestie on her wedding day, regardless of what, there was a good reason. But let me just I just had to break that in there. I have been thoroughly and utterly just
Well,
happy with the days of our
Justin, her
lives.
ride or die, because Justin was the one who got her off when she was being when that woman came back to town to blackmail her, and she was sitting up in jail, and she told him about the dead body too that she had written. She was the one that killed her husband some years back, and the woman still had the gun with Bonnie fingerprints on it, and she came to town to blackmail her about it. And at first, Justin was mad because he was like, people said you this and that about you. You hadn't changed, and you was just pretending to be, my ex dead's wife's sister, blah blah blah. But he been riding for her ass ever since too, because he got her ass off them charges. And
That's
that's
one
why
thing.
she told him about Clyde. She was like, "Well, you believed me. You believed I changed," and he was like, "Yeah, but that's different." Blah blah
That's
blah.
you.
Wally
Yeah,
Kirk,
that's you.
everybody, Wally Kirk. So
Yeah,
listen,
so
um,
them two got a ride or die relationship. So hell, why not?
yes, yes, I have to
Stranger
say I
things
have
have
been loving.
happened.
That's
Yes,
in days, only in days, darling. And that's why I love my days. I am not going nowhere.
yes, I got to finish binging it because y'all gave me some of the ending today. I was watching it before work, but I got to finish binging it up.
Yes, honey. It's
What?
because I think I'm going back just for the revelation, the way. And when I tell y'all that Katie McClain is getting this Emmy, I don't even know who else is in lead or who will be eligible for lead next year. I hate it for Kimberly Brown because I feel like maybe she might would have, but if she submits in supporting, then she should definitely get it. But I would be afraid to submit in lead if Katie McClain is supporting submitting because when she realized today that she was the one who hit Gwen and just the utter horror on her face where she was just gone from being, I don't
Yeah,
even
a saint.
know my life. And she was despondent and just broken up over the Abigail. And then she was like, oh, fuck up. Did I hit Abigail? I mean, did I hit Gwen?
Ooh, I
Well,
can't
I
wait.
was the one who ran over Gwen last night. And at that same moment, Gwen was having her epiphany. Yeah, I can see oh, fuck, it was Jennifer. I can see her right now.
Saint Jennifer. Saint Jennifer. Yeah.
And at that same moment, Jack was in the bar with Xander going, shit, man, I think it was Jennifer because,
Yeah.
she was all strung out and then she came back to the house and she didn't really know what was going on.
Wow, Jack told Xander, that's his bestie. I love how their characters actually have relationships.
Yeah,
Yes.
Friendships, yes.
told Jack about he was having some budget problems, and Jack was like, I'm sorry to hear that. What can I do? And Xander was like, give me a job. Most people would be like, you can pay these bills, but Xander was like, you give me a job, man, because I need to pay my bills. I need to work. So he
Yeah.
Jack for a job. And I loved that. We ain't gonna talk for much longer, y'all, because we gotta save space. It's 9:30,
Mm-hmm.
9:27. So 3 more minutes. We're gonna wrap it up so I can get everything tidied up. But Days is hitting on all cylinders. I think all the shows are fixing to lose me. Especially if they fuck around with Thomas Hamilton Forrester and make him the bad guy again. I'm done with
Mm-hmm.
And
um
y'all won't have no. I will have no complaints. I'll be all over days.
yeah, and if they don't hurry up and bring Esme back and make Rory her accomplice, because who would see that Rory is her accomplice? I want them to hurry up and bring Esme back and make Rory her accomplice and make her this hook killer. Because everybody that's gotten shanked so far is somebody who had something to do with her case, except for Brando, because that was meant for that little yellow haired girl that I
That
don't.
was for that was supposed to be Joss.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Joss. So I think a pregnant Esme out here got somebody. If it ain't Ryan, because she's still in the hospital. We would know if it was Ryan. So it can't be Ryan helping her. And we know she got her own plans. I want it to be Rory because his appearance is too coincidental to everything that was going on with Esme trying to get Trina out of Spencer's head. Oh, she's got a boyfriend now. You can't be interested in her. She got some other guy interested in her now.
Now that would be some diabolical shit if Rory turned out to be an Esme plant.
I want him to be more than the Esme plant. I want them to be fucking related. I want him to be her adopted brother or her foster brother, some shit. They grew up together somewhere down the line.
Yep.
They knew each other. He could be a cousin. I don't care. I want the two of them working in tandem because
Yep.
what they gonna do with Rory? He's not
But
even
you know,
good angster.
but you know what the problem with that story is? I've seen that kind of storyline play out where, for whatever reason, a femme fatale sends one of her confidants to go, quote unquote, seduce the female lead in the story to get her out off the radar of the male lead. You know what happens? That accomplice always catches feelings for his target.
That's fine. He can catch feelings for Trina, but he is still Esme's accomplice, and he's still gonna go down at the end of the day because you the one that's been out here planting the seeds that she's been watering. You the one been doing all the behind the scenes while we thought Esme was out here in France somewhere. Ava Nicholas thinks she dead, but really she just been over here telling Rory what she wants done next, what has to happen next in their plan. That's what I want from General Hospital. I am sick and tired of waiting on Springer to do anything other than to look at each other like they sorry. Let me know when he get out of jail and they start kissing the fucking or something like that. Because right now, all this, well, you wrote this letter for me and you don't want me to read it. No, you can't read the letter. Give it back to me. I'm not
No.
that
Girl, what in the junior high school shit?
No, but it's true though. You right, Bubbles. I'm with you, but I'm looking for Spencer to pull that shit together because he gonna have to save Trina from Rory because I've always felt that way. Is him and Esme. That was my original people. Him and Esme work. It was just the looks. It was just when they first arrested Trina on that bullshit tape that she sent from her phone or whatever on Josh and the little boys.
Cameron.
Shit. The one who Josh was going. What's his name?
Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron. I said it then because it was just the way he looked and he was always popping up. I remember they even had a couple of scenes where she was like, Roy, are you following me? He was just weirding me out because he was always somewhere listening to her conversation. I said, he gotta be working with Esme. Man, but do we think Esme pregnant, y'all? That's my question. Do we
That
So
think
let me
she
she's
say
got
about
pregnant?
to.
Rory and
She's
Esme.
got to be.
I
Yeah.
got a suspicion. Well, not a suspicion, but I have seen Esme and Rory where it seemed like Esme was coming on to Rory and he was interested. He didn't go into it, but he looked like he was interested. And I always wondered if she could pull him over to her side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, she got Nick.
She sure did.
So yeah, I'm looking for her to be full of baby. Like I am just so
Queen.
we finna be eating from Days and General Hospital. And but you know what I like about Days, Bubbles, you mentioned that like all in one scene, everybody put it together on Days what Jennifer had done. We don't get shit like that on Bowls. That's why
No,
Days
we
will
don't.
always. Yeah.
They didn't drag it out. They gave us 2 days. They gave us
Yeah.
actually one day. They gave us one episode. But them people have figured out that Jennifer was the one that ran over Gwen. They don't have stop signs at days no more. They not breaking for shit. They're
Hmm.
Yeah.
speeding up
They
and
can't afford to. They can't. They don't have. They don't. Can't afford to be doing that kind of slow ass storytelling,
And
no.
guess
and
what?
they know it.
And Ron
Yeah.
Carpalotti got the goddamn talent to put out stories day after day, multiple of them, where they are interesting and complex. He is a genius.
I need to know how they work in this schedule though. Like how many episodes are they shooting in a week? Because if they're moving to a 37-minute format, then they can possibly
45 by February. 45.
45 by February. But so right
Yes, ma'am.
now 37 minutes. So that's I mean, when you think about it, they was an hour before. If they were shooting a couple of weeks ahead of time, they probably got a month in the can already.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They used to shoot like 8 months ahead.
Yeah, they were really, really ahead. They was that's
Uh,
why when the COVID business, they was still working
they were
because
fine.
they shoot so far ahead.
Not to mention the ongoing joke of the fact that Australia days was always a damn year behind.
Mm.
When I remember when I realized that, I said, "Wait, what the hell y'all mean? That happened last year." It's like, yeah, that's what we are. I'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, the international soaps are starting to slowly catch up. But I really feel like Days of Our Lives fixing to take it, y'all, and we're
Oh
going to
yeah.
see these other soap operas are going to wake up because you know what? They seem to have a bigger budget on
Yep,
streaming.
yep. That's what it looked
Because
like.
they get to save. They save money because they don't have to worry about advertising dollars as much because advertising residuals in streaming are different than the ones from TV.
Yeah,
Totally different. Totally different. Totally different. You
it's
you,
a
you
different
basically
ball
can
game
just
altogether.
use ads just to pay for the advertising. I mean, it's opposite.
And now you don't even have to have ads. I mean, you if you watching the ad, that's because you have either the free version of the streaming service or you have signed up for the cheapest tier and you don't mind commercials. It's completely they do not have to rest on advertisers on streaming because if you're gonna pay $12.99 or $15.99 a month or however much it is so that you don't have to watch commercials, you just covered that money that they was getting from the commercials.
Mm-hmm. That's
So I'm
right.
Mm.
telling you, if all the other soaps don't pick up on this trend, and let the networks go on and die with their news programs all damn day, I don't even know because it seems like this is the future. And Days of Our Lives has grabbed the future by its throat and it's squeezing all the juice out of that larynx. Do you
I
hear
mean,
me?
that's what Beyond Salem was. Beyond Salem was, I guess you could say, probably like their test run to see how feasible it would be for them, and it came back pretty good.
It
Exactly.
did. I love Beyond Days.
And so I'm really glad that Days decided to move to streaming. I hope the other shows make this decision because it
Yeah,
really is the best thing that if they want daytime to survive another 5 or 10 years, this is what they're going to have to do. You're not
yeah,
going to just leave it out there on network TV. You leaving them apples on the vine to rot. Go on and pick
that's
them
right.
because this is the future. Ain't nobody gonna be. You can be on the subway watching the shows instead of waiting until you get home.
That's right.
Hmm.
Days drops every day at 6 a.m. Once I get through with my morning routine and my exercise plan, by 7:30, I'm ready to sit on the couch and watch the new episode of Days of Our Lives.
And a lot of these, this new Gen Z generation, they don't have cable. Like I cut my cord. Like
Mm-mm.
all of my stuff I stream. everything I stream. Now with Spectrum, I do get to have that streaming app, where you get like 50 cable stations and you get your live TV. But you really don't need live because a lot of these streaming stations got live news and live this and live that. So you really don't need cable to do that. But it's just $20 if you just want some extra. If you just in a habit like my husband, he likes to go up and down on the remote. He's old school. So,
Hmm.
I kept that app
He
so
likes
he
the
can
channel
go up.
surf.
Yeah,
Hey,
he likes
listen.
to channel. It's a habit. He likes to go up and down. But me, I know what apps are playing what, and I'm streaming all day long. I don't need cable.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
and eventually, that's what everything is going to start going to streaming out. So, I don't see Bradley doing it. But if he want to, I mean, how long do he plan on staying in business? Because baby, Peacock finna be wide open with days. We gonna be eating royally, especially after comes
Hmm.
February.
You know what's gonna change them when Days come up in there and win all them damn awards for everything.
Mm-hmm.
When
He
Days
gonna hurry up and do something.
and start winning them awards for best show and best writer,
Yep.
and Katie McClain gonna give them best female lead. I don't care what nobody say. Um, they're gonna change. You're gonna start seeing other shows going. Maybe we need to start testing this. Maybe we need to see if we can be successful like that. Yeah,
Well, you can.
Hmm.
Well, people. Well, you can see they're kind of, sort of. It looks like, I guess, whoever's poking around is starting to do some sort of looking. Because you saw Y&R decided to actually make themselves an actual podcast.
I didn't know that, but I heard about it.
I know you
Yeah.
lying to me. Is it Billy?
No.
Well, yeah, they did. Well, here's the thing. They basically announced that in conjunction with the whole with the anniversary of it being the 50th anniversary, that this week would be the first week that Young and the Restless would be available in podcast form, so that you
Wow.
would be able to listen to it if you're not able to actually watch it. And if you go to Spotify and you type in Young and the Restless, you can pull
There it
up
is. Girl,
Fridays
stop
and today's Young and
it.
the Restless in audio form.
And this
So
started.
basically, they going back like it was years ago when it would play over the
Over
radio
the
Yeah,
station.
radio.
exactly.
Exactly.
It's a total throwback.
Yep.
Wow.
You
Because
guys,
Bo
people don't
better
have
get on the
time to watch.
bandwagon.
Even when we be in spaces, and that's why one reason why I like spaces, because I don't have to watch anything. I can walk around with my phone and just talk or listen. Some nights I'm in a space, or some days I'm in a space. I'm not even talking. I'm just literally letting the phone
Same.
talk to me until I fall asleep.
Yeah.
So
but
yeah,
this
and that's
isn't
how
a
come.
visual podcast though. This is literally just the audio.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
That's
mean,
what I
they
mean.
changed it into a podcast
Just
so you could
audio.
have the audio version, which throws me back so far back to the old days when, when you used to actually be able to listen to when you still had UHF and VHF, and you could
Yeah.
still pick up the channels on the radio. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Hmm. So wow, that's really
Wow.
something. I guess Y&R, they trying to get into that market share there, because I mean that's what people do with YouTube channels, is trying to get monetized. And wow,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
they trying to
and it's
scrape
a
every penny off the damn counter. They ain't leaving a
That's
damn
I
right.
dime
mean,
on the
and it's a
counter.
no cost option. I mean, what does it
It don't
cost
cost
them
them a damn thing.
to put out an audio version of the damn show? Not a penny, dime, nickel, no quarter.
Exactly. They ain't trying to leave a damn
Wow.
dime on the counter. They ain't leaving nothing on the counter. So wow. So listen, I know Days has a YouTube channel that's pretty popping from what I heard.
We'll
Days
have
on
The
YouTube.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, Days of Our
Oh,
Lives.
I didn't know
They
they
have
had
a
a
pretty interactive
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
see. We'll have to look into that. Okay, guys, we need to really cut because it's a quarter.
Yeah, it's 9:42. We almost an hour over, girl. Yes,
Y'all
indeed.
know I
On a
done about got
Tuesday
laid
night
down
of
in my
that.
bed.
Well, it's only supposed to be 10 minutes. So, we had fun tonight. We lost
We did.
pizza because y'all know it is 4 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock in the morning in Germany. So she about ready to get up while we getting ready to go to bed. But she just,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so I hope she has a good night. Everybody else over there in YouTube who stuck with us, Electra Storm and SB Ryder, Miss Queen Libra. Y'all, Vicky, if you still over there, thank you guys so much for hanging in here with us. If you're a new listener to the show, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and follow on, I almost said Facebook, Twitter.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And if you happen to miss us in the yard live, you can find us on Spotify or where you get your podcast.
Yes.
Yay!
You got it.
Thank you, Bubbles.
Thank you guys.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Net
Good
tomorrow
night,
night, guys.
everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, guys.